What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a special crossover episode as we break down the IG final. And let me go ahead and take this image off the screen here because, whoa, do we have a crew here to discuss this massive match as we've been teasing the last week or so. It is Let's Get Ready to Talk Schmoedown and a certain point of view coming together for one massive match. And we are absolutely pumped to talk about this. But let's get into this first. Shug, you came to me weeks ago, man. We put this together. It's been an absolute whirlwind trying to figure out the details and getting this worked out. But you must be just as excited as I am, man.
I am very excited, and I have not had so many people on a StreamYards live in my life because there's a lot of people on this panel right here. But it's also a lot of great people, awesome people that we've gotten to know and talk to, and I'm very excited about this because I think we all have some good insight on the Schmoedown. And I hit you up because I really wanted to work with you guys. You guys are awesome people, and this is even before you got Molly, which now makes you more awesome, which we're kind of jealous about, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's really cool. And we're gonna do some details before we get into the actual match here, but let's go and introduce the entire panel. If you don't know us already, of course. So let's just go down the order here. Mr. Brian Abasino, how you doing, man?
Doing good, ready to go.
Got the madness going on. And Mr. Justin Hamilton, how you doing over there, man?
I'm doing pretty good.
There we go.
No worries.
I got stuff going on in the background right here. My dog's attacking everything behind me, as you can tell.
No worries.
We appreciate good dogs, so it's all good.
Yes, there's plenty of those on our stream, so don't worry about that. Miss Molly Damon?
I'm doing good. I was distracted by the puppy in the background.
Jill?
I'm good. Rushed home from work to be here. Watched most of the match with no volume, but I was so excited to still watch it anyway, and that match was so good. So stoked to talk about it with these lovely folks here.
Lot to discuss. And then saving best for last, Mr. Ferris Mathana.
How's everybody doing? I'm so excited. I'm like, that's Jillian, guys. That's Jillian. I'm on screen with Jillian.
Hi. We can do the what's that family?
The Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
And right next to Jillian, it's Molly, bro. Like, you don't get it, man. I'm a massive fan of the Damons. Like, if you guys have watched our show, you know my feelings about Alex Damon. There's only 3 people in this world who love Alex Damon more than me: his wife and his 2 parents. Okay, well, if we're gonna count as dogs, then probably 7, 2. No. How many dogs you guys have?
Just the one, but it feels like more.
Okay, yeah. So 4 matter of human math. Yes, 4 people.
Number.
Yes. I'm number 5. That's all I gotta say.
Then you'll be happy for some stuff I have to say about how Alex did in this match.
Ooh.
So before we get to the actual match breakdown here, let's go and just do a little quick details here. So there is a special announcement that the Let's Get Ready crew has at the very end of the stream here. And once we get to that point, we will let the boys take it over and discuss that a little bit before we actually do that. Also, if you guys have any questions or want to support the shows, either POV or Let's Get Ready, you guys can head over to the Let's Get Ready Streamlabs and send in some questions there. The link is in the description below. It's the first one you guys can see, and the boys over there will be checking that as the show goes on. And we obviously thank you all for that, of course. And lastly, we don't exactly have a time limit on how long this is usually going to go. I know that if you're looking at the 2 crews here, it's usually one that really has a strict time on time, and the other just does whatever the hell they want most of the time. So,
I know you guys go do whatever you want.
Man.
Man,
we're very structured. We're
on a time limit, man.
Yeah, man.
I know.
We got a strict time.
I'm all over the place sometimes, and so I just feel like we get on camera and we just do whatever the hell we want. But so it's going to be a very interesting blend to see us come together and see what happens here. But with that said, anybody else have anything to say before we get into the actual match itself?
No, let's talk about it.
Let's get this started.
Yeah, so
Say, let's
corruption
get
versus
ready.
Let's. Sorry, I didn't.
Oh, there you go.
Let's get
Get
ready.
ready.
yeah, so corruption versus corruption here, guys. Chance versus Mike, Kalinowski versus Ellison. Not the match we were expecting, obviously. We expected Mike to be there, but Chance's road to this final was very tough. Had to go through a couple different, really strong competitors here, obviously with Parker and Barbarian at the end there. But wow, what an absolute match. Before we get into the details and questions and missed stuff and anything like that, just overall thoughts here. Shug, I'll shoot it to you first, man. What were your impressions of this bad boy?
Well, like you said, I was very surprised that Chance had made it to the finals. We got to interview him, and the fire that was in his eyes, you could tell. I'm assuming. So, I mean, I think in our bracket we picked Oyama over him, and we especially picked Parker and Barbarian. But when we talked to him, he just had a fire in his eyes, and so the fact that he even made it to the finals was awesome. And to think that, if you think about it, corruption. Mike was talking about not even playing the IG finals, and Chance had only played the 5-way, if I remember correctly. If not, I apologize. But so you were thinking he's going to concentrate on singles and teams, and so what he did to beat not only Oyama, Parker, and Barbarian. I mean, come on, man. I mean, this was actually very special. So, the match was, what I expected to be, and so we'll get into that in a little bit. But who wants to talk about their thoughts also? Sorry,
Jill.
This match, as soon as it was them two in the finals, the first thing I thought was, this is gonna be so much fun because they're just gonna have fun with it. It's corruption. They're gonna milk this for all it is worth, and they all came in and drinking, wearing Hawaiian shirts. I could just tell from just watching this, even if I couldn't hear anything because I was at work and got to be professional. You could just tell they were having so much fun, and kudos to Chance, man, and kudos to Shannon and Mike for making this a complete corruption final. I don't think anyone had this in their brackets, and for this to have happened was insane, and I loved every second of it.
Justin.
What we saw here today was that we all have been speculating for a long period of time about who may be the best player, period. And Chance came in, and no, he's not there yet. But Chance came in and showed us what a real person trying to do 3 different divisions can do. Because the man just won the IG tournament, so he's got a guaranteed title shot from whoever wins that. He's going to have a chance at the team's title. And who knows? The way this guy's playing, let's see what he does in the singles tournament. He makes a run through that. He's definitely one of the best players this year. As far as that goes. But yeah, I think Chance made a big step into the fact of being one of the better players in the league right now. Maybe not at the top echelon, maybe not beating out people like Dan Merles and the Ben Batemans that we consider being at the top, but he's definitely one of the best players out there right now, and he's probably going to make a case to be the best player this year.
Yeah, if he makes an impact in that singles tournament, my goodness, could we be seeing Chancey 3 belts?
I was gonna say
Chancey 3 belts.
Chancey 3 belts. Ellison 3 belt. How are we gonna make this work?
Molly.
You know what? This match was such a delight to watch. It looked like they were just having so much fun. They were so chill, and compared to the Star Wars matches, I was jealous. I was like, they're having fun, or it looks like they're having fun, and yeah, it was just a delightful match to watch. And Shannon, good for her. She was just kind of chilling the whole time. She's like, this is a win-win for me, and I mean, I got to give it up to her for her faction. It was impressive. It was very impressive, and a close match too, which makes everything better.
Ferris.
Everyone was laid back as I was watching it. I wasn't tense watching the match because the players weren't tense. So I wasn't invested like Molly said, some of the Star Wars matches, I was like this,
Yeah. Yep.
Like I was like them. They're having fun. It was like a match of old, like some of the older matches back in the day where like it was like Merle versus Riley. They were like, yeah, Mark, how you? Yeah, they were just like, oh, you got that wrong. Oh man, man. They're like, oh, you got that right. Oh, that's like it was like that. So I really appreciated it. And honestly, I'll give Shannon credit, man, because she started off the early of the season rough. She was 1-3, and in her 3 matches, 1-2. In her 3 matches, she managed. You know, she won the family versus corruption match. Then she lost both of the singles matches she managed. She's 1-4, because she also lost the Bonnie match. So she bounced back real good on these IG matches when she decided to play the game. You know, she was like She basically Mike gave up his title shot, and they ran the gauntlet, and she got the perfect opportunity for her and the perfect scenario. It makes her look like a genius.
Yeah, they had talked about it. I think it might have been last week during Mike's match that when she drafted, she wasn't drafting for, just matches. She realized that at some point there were going to be tournaments, and she was drafting for that specific reason. And she was the only one who was doing that. And it has paid off tremendously in her favor. Brian, thoughts on this one?
You said at the very beginning, no one was surprised that Mike made it on his side of the bracket. I think that might be a little bit wrong.
I have something to say about that, Brian.
Disagreement, but
I have something to say about that, Jay. I have something to say about that.
But I mean, for a corruption final, I don't know what we could have asked for that was a little bit better than this. I mean, it's funny because everyone was afraid that they would come out like, oh, maybe just take it easy on one, maybe look at the team points, try to get that extra point that they could possibly get for the team. They came out swinging against each other, and they didn't let up. And I think that was what we wanted to see because, I mean, to put it in Star Wars terms, this is Master versus Apprentice. And from the very beginning, I mean,
Padawan.
You can't have Padawan, sure. You really can't have any more of a we said Master and Apprentice, Master and Padawan. You can't have anything more than that because Chance has been with Mike since day one. So for it to literally come down to see who gets to play Smets in a tournament where you've knocked out some big names, I mean, what more could you really want from this type of a story? So far, our stories that we've gotten through these tournaments have been pretty dang good.
I also like how we say that it's just automatically they're playing Smets. Do we all agree that are we all on the same page that Smets is taking that match, or do we have some disagreement?
Yes, yes for me.
Yes for me.
Yeah, it's most likely going to be Smets. Like this dude, man. Like I think he's using the fact that he just had a kid, but he's using the Schmoedown as like an escape route, like to be able to just be by himself for a little bit and do his thing. I really think that he might be more prepared than he ever has. And some people thought the opposite with him having a kid, because like I said, kid goes to sleep.
Well, I don't think he's had the baby yet. Just yet, almost soon.
Yeah, I think
it's near my birthday. It's actually
September.
near my birthday.
Oh.
Yeah, it's September. So he told me. I told him to hold out till the 23rd so that I can have the same. We can have the same birthday.
Drop it on September 5th. That's
he has to do a lot of things to prepare. So that's what it is. I thought they had already had the baby though. So that's coming up soon.
I was like, they better not have. You better text me about that. I would have been really upset if he had and he didn't tell me about it.
But before we continue the conversation, real quick, we do have one donation, and thank you to Samir for donating. Really, really appreciate it. His question is, who would win in a friendly Schmoedown teams match, POV or Let's Get Ready? Ooh,
I'll take
that'd be
myself
interesting.
out.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Well, when our new host joins us, then I think our team is good enough because they got Molly. That's just unfair.
No.
And Molly.
What category are we doing?
I know.
Is it IG or is it regular teams? Is it singles?
Is
it Star Wars? I mean,
if it's just the regular singles division, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm.
You got why are you backing away? You're supposed to be popping up POV, not making it look bad.
I mean,
what the hell?
I mean, I'm great at movies, guys. I watch movies all the time.
Well, I know Jake. I know Jake does a movie podcast, so I got to give Jake the edge as far as that. But you guys got Molly. But when our new host joins us, I think when
we're not doing Star Wars though. We're not doing Star Wars, man.
I've seen other movies.
Look, I'm just saying right now.
I think this would be the way that you have to do it, right?
I'm saying right now that we
Iron
lose.
Man match. I'm
We
down.
lose, no doubt, because Suge don't know shit. I seen him do one episode with a trivia on there, and he got like maybe 2 answers correct. Like, we lose because we're only as strong as our weakest player. And guess what?
And I'm pretty weak.
Our weakest player is not that great.
Not at all.
I'll put that in mild terms because I don't want to say what I really want to say.
Yeah, which is actually kind of funny that I run a.
Disney's good. IG or just fine.
I think I could do good at Disney because I have kids, so I think I could do.
Oh, maybe that's the next crossover we do as an ultimate podcast trivia competition.
Just a bracket between all of us. Just finally.
Oh man!
Hey, I'll take on Suge on this. 1-on-1. Let's go.
Oh no!
Sports trivia. I think that would be good. That would be good. Depends on sport.
You just dipped out.
While I'm wearing my Red Sox.
No sports for me.
No sport. Real quick, I wanted to talk real quick about Shannon because I had seen some comments this week, and I wanted to just kind of touch on it because I think it's very unfair. Before we get into the match, a lot of people were saying, well, she kind of conned her way into getting corruption, and I said, and I wanted to say this. It is not Shannon's fault that people didn't call Mike's bluff. I guarantee you Chance would have played this year if he would have been drafted by any other team. So Coy, I think, was probably the only option. Should have drafted Corruption and then tell Shannon, you want him? You draft Shazam, and I'm getting your first and second pick next year. And you get my third and fourth. There's no this whole idea that because she's with him. No. In sports, it happens all the time. Eli Manning did it. There was who else did that?
Bo Jackson did it.
Bo Jackson did it.
Yep.
So many people have refused when they were drafted to play for people. So if Mike wasn't going to play, then you just say, okay, you don't play. Chance, I guarantee you, Chance would not have done that. Now it would have sucked because they had a title opportunity. So you're telling me Mike would have been like, not title opportunity, but they had a chance to play for a number 1 contender. You tell me Mike wouldn't have played? Mike would have played. Maybe, and if he doesn't, then you still have Chance. So this whole idea that people say Shannon lucked into it or it's not really fair. I mean, come on, come on, just stop trying to make excuses. She knew what she was doing. People didn't want to call Mike's bluff, and she picked 2 players that play in three different divisions. I mean, that's amazing. So
sure. Here goes the big thing, man. Nobody was saying this at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was saying this because they didn't realize how smart she was. When she was at the bottom of the rankings, nobody wanted to open up that mouth. This is the same thing that happened. Finstock jumped out to a lead, and everybody starts complaining about Finstock because that wasn't their favorite faction. Same thing is going on here. Shannon did her thing. She bided her time. She kept telling people from the very beginning, like, okay, cool, this is a marathon. This ain't a sprint, and now she's proven it. And now people are jealous, right? They're like, oh, man, she played this to perfection. Look at what's happening. Now she's only literally a couple of points behind the best faction that we all know is like Finstock because of all the players that they got. But it's a legitimate race right now. And a lot of people's getting left behind. And then those people of those fans of those things are trying to make excuses about why their group, why their team isn't doing any good. Because I know a lot of people was on that Kaiser bandwagon. Man got knocked out. I don't know what he's going to be able to do for the rest of the year because he had all his bag set up in the IG. Boom, bounce. You don't have a chance no more. And then you have the Rock Stars, which a lot of people follow because of Roxy, and they're not doing really good. And I don't really see where they're going to make this big, huge comeback into the thing. So those fans are just going to make excuses, just like sports teams, like, oh, Yankees got more money than our team, or Yankees spent more money than our team.
Damn right.
Or any of that kind of stuff.
Go Yankees.
You're what? Oh, all right. You're a Yankees fan?
Bye.
Sorry, man. I gotta kick you out of the stream.
Yeah,
I gotta kick you out of the
absolutely,
stream.
yeah, kick him out. Kick him out.
Yankees fan? What the hell?
Man, I'm just getting it from all over the place, man. What is wrong with y'all? Jesus.
Braves. I heard the Braves are doing well. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
there you go, Molly. There you go.
Yeah, there you go,
No,
Molly.
yeah, and I think that
Are
people
they fickle, man? These fans are fickle, dude. They flip on you on a dime, man. Legitimately, man. I remember when Robert Parker lost, there's a bunch of people saying, "Hey, man, send his rear end back to the fan leagues. He ain't good enough." I'm like, oh, now he ain't good enough. Man, same thing. It's like same thing when they were talking about my friend Alex Damon, my friend. When they were talking about him, they were like, "See, I told you he was never that good. I told you." I was like, "Oh, because of one bad match, he isn't that good." Really? Now you're off the bandwagon. You fickle mother lovers. I do not like any of you. I don't like any of you. I will stay on this bandwagon until it falls off. All right?
Yeah.
I will not leave. Because that's how they is, man. One bad match, they throw someone. See, Roca had a bad match. They throw the cross on him. Dan Murrow has a bad match. So see, Andrew got beat Dan Murrow. He ain't good enough anymore. Get him out of here. It is what it is.
Yeah, and you guys got to remember too. Everybody got to remember too. If you think about those matches, Shannon lost. They weren't blowouts.
No.
Wiggins played Barbarian and lost, but it was a good match. Bonnie lost by 1 point. She answers any of those questions, she wins. We just got another donation. We'll read it right now. It just popped out on my face.
There's a lot of things.
Anyone who comes after Robert Parker, I will.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't, if you're talking to either Molly or Jill about Robert Parker and his loss, they will come for you. They will come for you every day of the week.
As the Dungeons Communications Director, I will fight any of you.
Real quick, we got 2 donations. One of them from KP donated, says, "Long live the Kingdom of Corruption IG tournament to be rebranded as Corruption IG Invitational, and the singles tournament will be known as Corruption Singles Invitational. Bow down to the Queen. Corruption will win the IG singles and tag titles."
Corruption IG Invitational.
That's amazing.
Oh my God,
it really does sound great. It really does sound great.
And then this is from Anthony Nugent. He said Damon was great in the IG. Would have preferred him over Mike in the finals.
Goddamn right.
I think Molly agrees.
Goddamn right.
And
thank you for the
we can
donation.
talk about this. I know Molly had talked about this at the very beginning, but he did pretty well, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, when he played Mike and spun DC, even Mike said that those questions were hard. And, he just... both him and Kalinowski have pretty good luck in this game. And his luck just didn't go his way for that match, unfortunately. But today's match, had he have gotten Kalinowski's questions, he would have won.
And that's the thing. The wheel is a big thing. People don't understand that wheel can make you or break you.
Fickle mistress.
Go ahead.
Amen. There's no. Oh, go Molly. Sorry.
Schmoedown for Kalinowski spinning MCU twice in a row.
Exactly. Hey man, there's no person in this game that the wheel loves more than Mike Kalinowski.
Yes.
Exactly.
Literally, man. Like I feel like the wheel
is.
The wheel loves him somehow. Yep. He did something to the wheel. I don't know what he did, but the wheel loves him. And like the man, like he always spins some type of strength or some type of category. He has a lot of knowledge in like MCU because he's with DC Movie News, so he of course he knows some MCU stuff because the man's a nerd. Like, come on, like let's be real here. Like, look at him, and so like it just loves him, and I kind of hate it. Did
he spin 007 James Bond like 3 times in a row?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why they had to make the rule.
And then they made the rule because of his insane luck with the wheel. They literally made a rule that you can't put the same slice on twice in a row because he got so lucky so many times.
Man.
Yeah, people are getting mad. People are like getting vividly upset. Like, how does this man keep spinning James Bond? What is this? What is this?
Real quick,
so
Ferris,
Shug, I'll shoot it to you, or you go ahead with the Streamlabs, and then I got something to say as well. So
Okay, no problem. Yeah, we got another Streamlabs from Anthony Nugent again. Man, really appreciate it. He donated his first Streamlabs was for 75. This one's for 20. He says,
Wow.
Why didn't Alex use the Force? Why? I don't know. I mean, that's up to Molly. Molly, why didn't he use the Force? I mean,
he did, but the Force works in mysterious ways.
Nah, man, there was some Sith tricks. There was some
Look, right
Sith
before you
tricks
go, Jake, I just got something
on
to
that
say.
wheel, man.
Justin, go
I
ahead.
am
Justin, go
very
ahead.
tempted to make Miss Molly go and grab Alex so that I can tell him that I dislike the fact that he screwed up our bracket because we didn't pick him to go very far. He did way better than I thought he was going to be. He did way better than what we thought he was going to be.
Scratch it. I picked him to win it.
Well, I don't care what you picked.
Don't
Barrett.
say
It was-
we. I picked him to win
Your
it
pick
all.
was
Don't
garbage.
say-
At least we thought at the
Garbage.
time.
What do you mean
And it turned out to
garbage?
be very good. It turned out
Exactly.
to be very good.
Exactly. Because
But
I
it is
know.
what it is.
Because I know. Get out of here with that nonsense.
I'm not gonna lie to you though. I want to see what Alex does from here because sometimes you got to get knocked out and get back up and become the better player than you probably ever would have been. Because Alex has like three, like he reminded me of Mike Tyson, right? Mike Tyson went on that run, beat people, didn't even take 30 seconds to beat most of his people, right? He just went in there, knocked them out because he got a really great knockout punch. And Alex has 3 knockout punches. Like he lands on 3 things, boom. You might as well just give him the 10 points. Right? Just give it to him because he's going to make them. Well, every now and then you have a Buster Douglas that comes in and just counter punches you and gets you before you get them. And that's kind of what happened to Alex right here. So as he keeps going, maybe he'll add more strings to it.
I mean,
bring
yeah.
the demon on. I live 3.5 hours from the demon. I ain't scared.
The next time he plays IG, they'll all be his strengths. So it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, you goddamn right. Yeah, yeah, Molly. Tell him what's up, Molly.
But
So,
Molly, you're better than him, right? You're better. I mean, just tell us.
I mean, yeah.
That's patient. Yeah.
Okay, so I know that the Let's Get Ready boys have an announcement at the end of the show. We don't have as much of an announcement, more than we do have a surprise, and I'm gonna let Jill do the honors.
Yeah,
of it.
I felt like we couldn't do this show without a good friend of mine. So I shot somebody an invite and
Was it
super
Sean?
last minute. Yeah, Sean, come in, Sean. No, super last minute, and so thankful that he could join us last minute. But I thought he might have a couple things to say about this match. If you want to bring him
It's
on
the
in.
Cobra, Mr.
Oh.
Chance Ellison.
Someone call for a tournament?
Oh man, I wish it was Sean.
Well,
Hey, Chance,
you
what's
don't
up,
always-
man?
Yeah,
you don't always
thanks
get
for
what you
being
want, buddy.
That's true.
Good,
That's
good.
Hey, Ferris, just so you know, he was sitting in the waiting room the entire time you were going off about Alex winning them.
I was there.
Yeah, it's about to go off.
Hey
Chance.
man, hey man, hey man. Unlike these fickle fans, I don't hop off the wagons of people I support, Chance. Hey,
Congratulations, you have as much dedication as a Detroit Lions fan.
hey, Chance. Hey, I'm a Knicks fan, so yeah,
Oh.
you're right. You're right.
That's real
That's
big.
even
I know
worse.
pain. I know pain.
Hey, real talk though, Chance. I know it was real last minute, man. Thank you for hopping on with us and
Thank
talking for a
you.
little bit, man.
Of
Thank you.
course, of course.
And most of all, congratulations. I mean, what a run
Thank you.
and tournament win here. Just overall reaction, thoughts, that were going through your head when you won and watching the match back today.
It's so crazy to think that I was able to make that deep a run in that term because I was always like 50-50, not 50-50, but I was always like doing it for the points. Like my whole intention with IG was I want to go in, knock some heads, make it real easy for Mike because he's the IG like primo player in our faction. And we needed the points regardless. So I'm just like, okay, let's do this. Let's see what I can do. And we saw what I can do. I can win the whole
There
thing.
you go. There you go.
That's the truth.
Yeah, you broke many a bracket, man.
I did.
You surprised a lot of us. You surprised me, and I was so proud of you. Just the way you literally showed everybody, yeah, I'm here on IG. I'm a serious IG player. And dude, you won the whole damn thing. So congratulations. So proud of you. You freaking killed it. And this match was so much fun to watch. What was it like competing against not just your faction mate, but your teammate? What was that like?
I mean, when I found out that Mike KO'd Damon, it was just like, yes.
Hey, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
Rubbing it in.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't, but I do.
Rubbing it in.
When I saw that, I'm just like, yeah, all right, now we can have some fun. So after that, it was less about strategy. Thank you. It was less about strategy and more like, okay, how do we have as much fun with this match as possible with some strategy? But it's we were basically in it for the laughs, and yeah, I think we did that. And we also wanted to make sure, above all else, that we played the game, because if we got like overly jokey and like overly not serious about it, people were going to get pissed. Thank you.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
You're welcome.
Uh-oh.
Thing is, I didn't need you to win now, did I?
Ooh. Sizzle.
There you go.
Yeah, Chance.
I was winning way before you were a thing. I'll continue to win way after you.
Yes.
Hey, Chance, what you may need the Schmoedown to do is help you out here, because what I see is a man that possibly has a chance for a belt. And let's see you get that belt, right? You get the IG title, and now your partner over there, sitting across from you, Mike the Killer Kalinowski. Some people put him up there as the greatest, even put him on the Mount Rushmore. You don't think there's going to be a little bit of jealousy in his eyes when he looks over there across the table and sees that belt that you got, that nice new shiny belt that he wants? You don't think there's going to be anything? The Mega Powers, Macho Man, Randy Savage, and Hulk Hogan. All over and you're going to have that gold, that shiny thing around your waist on your shoulder, man, and he's not going to have one. So you better win the teams as well to get him one, because if you don't, there might be a couple of issues, my man.
We're gonna win the team belts. I'm gonna win the singles belt, or Mike's gonna win the singles belt, or Adam Ramirez is gonna win the singles belt. Point is, we're gonna have all the belts by the time this is over. We're gonna somehow find a way to steal
all the belts, all the records,
compete for us for the Star Wars belts.
I'm just waiting for Kalinowski to answer any Star Wars question correctly. Like,
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
I'm sure.
or get it on the wheel and stick with it and not be a coward.
He answered one against Damon correctly. I'm sure you remember, because he didn't miss a question in that match that was given to him.
Wow. I got a question. I got a question for Chance, but real quick. Sean Sullivan chimed in with a donation and said, "Justin, I wish it was me too." But Chance is a winner. Also, I'm not home, so I can't pop on screen. Great show today, everyone. Except Shug, we have a beef to settle in arena. Okay, I'm getting called out now.
Mr. Sean Sullivan, you're the saint. You're the saint for a reason. You're good looking, you're smart, you're funny, you're married to a beautiful lady right there, or at least going out with a beautiful lady, not married yet. But here goes the thing. You're awesome. You'll always
that
be the
is
same.
That is a
shift
in Star Wars. The Last Jedi. What is your point, Sean?
Real quick, Chance. We had you on, and we were talking about, you were going to be playing Robert Parker. Obviously, you knew already what you had beat him, and then I believe that you might have had even known you beat Barbarian. So how hard is it to hold all that in, knowing that everyone picked? I mean, let's be honest. Everybody picked Parker against you. You beat him. Oh yeah. Mostly everybody picked Barbarian, and you beat him. How hard is it to? By the way. No, we did not. We did not. I'm not going to lie to this man.
No, against Barbarian, we picked Chance against Barbarian.
Okay.
I did.
Okay,
no,
fine.
Point that out.
You did.
Point that out.
Ferris is backtracking on what he said earlier.
No.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm not backtracking. I'm not backtracking. I'm just pointing out a fact. In the Barbarian match with Chance, I picked Chance. Just want to point that out.
Okay.
Just move on. Just move on.
So Chance, how is it knowing the matches already? You've already played them, and people are just counting you out? Because I said it. I saw in your eyes. I was like, dude, this guy, he looks like he's gonna beat the world, but I wasn't sure. And so how hard is it to hold that in and say, you know what, you guys are in for a surprise?
I think it's definitely hard, because you don't want to step over that line to where it's just like, oh, he's acting a little too confident. He probably won this one. So you gotta be able to toe that. But honestly, it gets easier when I watch. Because I remember after Parker beat Goddard, and in the live chat, it's like, who wins next week? Who wins, Robert or Chance? And it's like Parker, Ellison, Parker. It's like Parker's gonna destroy Chance. Like, there's no chance he beats Parker. And it's like, just wait till you see. Just wait. I'm show you
That's amazing.
I was trying to
Hey,
talk a
man.
big game for Alex after weeks of knowing that he got KO'd. So
Yeah, that's.
Oh wow!
That's
I didn't even think about that.
You
Oh.
didn't
Yeah,
tell us.
she was on this show. I think we probably brought her. I think we brought her on the show the week he played
I
Kalinowski,
think so. Yeah.
and
Oh,
she had
yeah.
to keep it a secret that entire time.
Yep.
Hey, Chance Ellison, can I ask you one thing?
Of course.
Can next time can you slide into my DMs and be like, dude, you're making yourself look like an idiot when you're picking this guy? You don't even have to tell me if you won or not. You just tell me
No.
that, and I'll stop. I'll change my pick. So
I
don't look like
could.
a moron.
I
'Cause
could.
Yeah,
Not gonna.
I lived and
I
died
could.
on that sword. That's what
He
happened
ain't
there.
gonna. He's not gonna do
I'm
that.
not going to, but I will. I could.
He wants you to look stupid, Justin. He wants you to look stupid.
That's not a
That's
very
the
hard goal to perform.
Well, honestly, Chance, man, you played a hell of a tournament, man. You had
Thank you.
you had multiple perfect first rounds. Actually, you had perfect first rounds until the final, basically. You know? And you played I think one perfect game. So like the word perfect is surrounding your name a lot nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Do you like going into your team's match, man? Do you think you and Chance, you and Mike have it on lock?
I think we're gonna give him a hell of a fight. I think Mike and I are both very motivated to take our belts back. I think Mike and I wanted to win this match more than anything we wanted to do this season. So yeah, I think we got it on lock.
That's a man with confidence.
So Brian,
I
I
like
know you
it.
got a question, but I gotta say, I have been a founding fathers person for the longest time, right? Ever since they came together, I've kind of been a fan of them. But I'll be honest, I completely flipped the second I saw you and Mike playing this year. The way that you two have been playing.
Excuse me?
Yes, I know.
Brian, call him out.
Look,
Call him out, Brian.
look,
Call him out.
Look. Hey,
No.
I'm not
Is he
saying. Look,
flipping?
Absolutely not.
I'm not saying I'm a corruption fan over an exchange fan. I'm not saying that. I'm saying right now, Team Corruption is the better team going into that match. They are the Chance and Mike compared to Roka and Merle right now. They have my vote with confidence that you guys are 100% getting those belts back.
Appreciate it. Thank you. You made a wise decision.
See, Chance,
Unlike your co-host right there.
Chance, unlike Jake, who switched and became a fan, I've been a
here we
corruption
go.
fan. I've been a
Here we
corruption
go.
fan since you guys beat the founding fathers in the famous David O. Russell gate. I
Says
just wanna
the,
point that out.
says the
I'm gonna point that
dungeons, whatever you call yourself, the
No,
dungeons.
see, the dungeon doesn't have a tag team that's good enough. I'm speaking out realism here. It's real. I'm being
Dungeon
realistic here. I'm being
He's a
realistic
dungeon
here. No, yeah, but I'm also being realistic. I can be a dungeon head and be realistic. Chance, corruption, gonna take them belts. They gonna take them belts, man.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what
No,
the
no,
argument is. The guys have a better record against the founding fathers than the founding fathers has against them. Why is it even
Exactly.
like a question saying that the corruption can't beat them? Like it should be the other way around. The narrative
Exactly.
is that the founding fathers even just top the series. If the founding fathers win, all they do is have a 500 record against them. They don't even have a winning record if they win. So like, look, I see the look in Chance's eyes, and this is the look of a man that's going to knock Roke out the league. Look at it. Look at it, man. Look at that right there. Tell me that ain't what that is.
I mean, we saw what Ace did in Star Wars. We saw what Chance did in IG. I mean, this is the year for New Blood to take over, I feel like.
100%.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
absolutely.
Agreed.
Brian, you got a question, right?
Yeah, I'm curious. How did you like not doing the buzzer and you doing the speed round?
I remember I saw it during the Star Wars final, and I was like, okay, that's really fun, because I've been a long-time watcher of Family Feud, and I've always wanted to
Yes.
do that fast money. Didn't show because I didn't do that great in the speed round, but I still had fun with it, and I know what to get ready for next time. That's what we're doing next time.
So
No.
I just want to know. So like, there's been talk of like maybe they'll let them pick between a buzzer or a speed round. Would you, right now, having done both,
Yes,
choose
Brian.
a
Yes, Brian.
what?
No,
Oh,
not
sorry.
you. The other Brian. The other Brian. Sorry.
No, as one of the few people that have done both, would you prefer a speed to a buzzer now?
Probably not. I think speed's more even fields, but I would take buzzer because I know I can be faster than most players.
Love it. I like that because I had said when we talked about it, the buzzer brings out a different type of competitive nature right? Because you have to not only have the thought of hitting the buzzer first, but also have a confidence in knowing the answer.
Yeah.
Which is why I like it. And yes, there's malfunctions with the buzzers, like whatever, you can fix that down the road. But I agree with you. I think that the buzzers are much more of a cooler aspect of the game than just answering 10 straight questions, especially in person. When that comes in person, it might not be as exciting as it is when it is over something like virtual like this.
Yeah, and you have to worry about whether or not Christian can read it all at one go.
I think something that would be interesting is going forward after the COVID thing's done and we're not virtual anymore and we get back to the studio matches is if you're the champion, even at live events, you're a champion and you choose which way you want to go.
Mm-hmm. That's what I said.
You choose buzzers.
That's not bad.
Yep.
Or you choose the quick questions.
It's like a home field advantage.
Yeah, because in sports, you give that team or that player, there's always some type of advantage they have. Why not implement into that something in the Schmoedown, whether it's the wheel slices or something like choosing the speed round versus the buzzer or whatever it may be. I think that's a great idea.
No, I believe so too. I think that's a great idea because
You hear how you told me that was a great idea, Shug? That's respect.
Well, I mean, so let me ask you this, Chance. You're going into Spectacular. You're playing this IG match up against whoever it is between Smets and Chandru. If this was the case now, and say Smets or Chandru got to choose the buzzer or the speed round, and you were the other person who was waiting to see who which one they were choosing, how would you feel about that as the one coming in trying to take that belt?
I feel like if I was going against either of them, I feel like against Chandru, buzzer's on my side. But Smets, on the other hand, I'm not sure. I probably have to get a little more practice in no matter what he chose. But yeah, I feel either one, I would feel like I'd have a good fighting chance against whatever they choose for me.
Cool.
So do you like Chance? Do you like the fact that you might have a possibility of defending 2 belts in one night? And maybe even 3.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well,
Yeah,
I'd be playing for the third. I wouldn't be defending it. But yeah.
You'd be playing. Yeah, you would be playing for the third, or actually, you'd be playing for 2 belts and then defending 1 belt. But you have to play 3 times in one night.
Wow.
I mean, they talked about it on the stream. Shannon said, Mike got burnt out, and like I said, when I talk to you, you don't look like someone that's gonna get burned out. You look motivated. Like I have not seen somebody motivated for sports competition ever. You look really motivated. So. I mean, what are your thoughts about that?
People say 15 rounds of trivia. How exhausting could that be? You know what I say? Give me 20 rounds. Give me 25. I will play as many rounds of trivia in one night as you want me to, because I want belts. That's what I want, and I'll take as many as I can get my hands on.
I want more Iron Man matches.
I was gonna say, get an Iron Man match. I would love to see that.
We coined. I don't know if it had been said before, but we had said it on the beginning of the stream. Chancey 3 belts is coming in hot this year. You're coming for him.
That'd be cool, huh?
It's exciting. I mean, right now the possibility is very much there, and it's very much mirroring what Mike did last year, but it's at a different level because it's unexpected, really, especially with IG and the run that you've made so far. And I'm pumped. And the only thing that I want to say, before we get you out of here is. We have this match coming up in 2 weeks, right? This IG matchup between Chandru and Smets. I have a feeling I know who you're going with, but can you make a prediction on who you think might take that win?
Yeah, probably Smets.
I figured.
Well, Chance, do you want Smets because you want to beat him because a more sweet victory over him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because what he did. Yes. Okay, gotcha.
It's nothing would be sweeter than being the guy who made my partner quit last year.
Oh. Yeah.
In the same vein, being the guy no one likes would also be fun, but for me, it's Smets.
It's true. Yeah.
I would love to see that match.
That'd be so good.
We all would love to see that match.
Well, pretty sure it might happen. So, Chance, again, man, thank you so much for joining us tonight and popping in for a little bit to talk this match. Does anybody else have any other questions before we let Chance go?
Yeah,
Who do you got tomorrow, Chance?
The Chance.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow, teams, I got final exam because I feel like they're really solid, and singles, I gotta lean towards Erwin.
Yeah.
Smooth criminal.
Numbers dictate that he's the winner, so I'm going with him. But I'm not gonna be surprised if Roka wins.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Right. Cool.
100%.
Well, thanks again for popping in, man. We can't
you,
wait to see your
Chance.
matches, spectacular. Maybe your multiple matches, and then you're running
I know.
singles. So
Right.
good luck on everything, man.
This is the year of the Cobra, man. I hope to see a lot more of
Hey
you.
man, Cobra Kai comes out in September. Get it, Illuminati, William Zabka's back. Chance Ellison explodes. All connected, man.
Year of the Cobra.
Chance, have a good one, man.
You too.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Chance.
Admin.
Sir.
Of course.
Thank you.
All right,
You're welcome.
cool. Well, yeah, cool little
Awesome.
pop in by Mr. Chance Ellison, the IG tournament winner. Yeah, the Let's Get Ready gang. You guys didn't know about that one. That was pretty cool
No.
to pop in there.
That was.
He's a nice guy. I like
Yeah.
I
Chance
love
Ellison.
Chance.
Yeah, and I know you guys have talked to him before. I haven't gotten a chance to talk to him, so it was really cool to have him pop in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Oh, yeah,
he's
that's
a
cool.
great guy. I just think like I said, he knew the outcomes, and so it was when we talked to him.
He was peering through our soul, dude.
He was really.
Soul.
I think he was
He
real
was
pissed
peering-
off at us
yeah,
because
he
we're
was
like, yeah,
seriously-
Robert Parker,
I was like,
which then is even more, which is actually funny. If you watched our live stream, we had Nerd Chronic on, and if you watched the Barbarian promo, Ferris is the first thing to pop up, but it's out of context. If you watch it, you're like, you hear Ferris go, Robert Parker's about to take over the IG bracket, but
no. I said Robert Parker's going to take over the Rookie of the Year conversation.
Each conversation,
Okay?
yeah.
That's what I said.
And it was actually out of context. Ferris was just saying what people were saying, but Eric used it, and I remember going,
That's a good
"Damn,
editor.
Ferris, really?"
That's a good editor right there.
Yep.
Oh, it was amazing. His promos
Shout out
have
to
been
Eric.
amazing.
Well,
amazing.
So
I'm okay with it
what-
because Christian was wrong, I was wrong, Brad Gilmore was wrong. So being in the same, not being in the same category as Brad, but being in the same category as Christian, I'm honored.
So we can start. We haven't really gotten to the depths of this match yet, and we're 45 minutes into the
Sorry,
stream.
I know. Sorry.
But before we get to this,
It's a let's get ready stream, baby. Let's go. Let's start talking about the match now.
I know Shug, there might be some donations coming in.
Let me see. Nothing's coming yet.
Okay,
You'll
cool.
see it pop on my screen, but
Sweet.
yeah, if something
All right.
comes in, I will read it.
So let's
Yeah,
go
you'll
and get
see
to this
Ferris
match here.
laughing.
You see double fair.
Let's get to this match and let's start with the promo that was released. The great promo by Nerd Chronic before this match, which was awesome. Highlighted about a lot of cool things coming on in this. Obviously, Mike with the food again, sleeping with the neck pillow and the drumsticks. The highlight of the promo.
I'm pretty sure
Dustin-
the stock and drumsticks is just gonna shoot because everyone in the Schmoedown community is gonna go out and buy some drumsticks because I know that's what I'm doing this weekend.
I like drumsticks.
I already
Yeah.
did.
love drumsticks. You already
Yeah,
did
I
whatever,
mean-
Brian. Okay, Brian ahead of the game.
Shoving it in our
Dustin-
face, Brian? Is that what you're doing here, man? Not
I
cool.
love drumsticks.
I
Not
walked
cool.
by him at the store and I was like, oh shit. And I just
And you were
grabbed
like, God damn it, Mike. Oh.
Yeah, 100%.
Justin, what were your thoughts on this promo, man? Before we get to the match.
Man, it was going to be interesting because you had two guys from the same faction going against each other, and the whole time beforehand, they were basically saying like this is a vacation for them, and there's going to be no hard feelings. Although I do believe that Mike the Killer Kalinowski may start getting some hard feelings, but we were playing that up before the match. So for Nerd Chronic, look, I've called him the Magic Man multiple times. For Nerd Chronic to be able to take two players that truthfully are acting like they don't care who wins, because they're on the same team, they're on the same tag team, and on the same faction. For him to be able to take and make a promo interesting with two guys like that proves the fact that the whole time I've been calling you Magic Man is right. The dude's amazing. Like, there's none of these promos. If you skip to the trivia, anybody watching right now, if you skip to the trivia, you're doing it wrong.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
You watch
Yeah.
his promo
absolutely.
every time, and you may not have an ounce of care about the story, but when you watch his promo, you care then. Like, no matter what, like today it was more of a funny kind of promo, but I got more hype for the match because of his
Oh,
promos,
yeah.
man. He's
Dude,
so amazing.
That music in that promo with all the shots they had of them as a team and now they're facing against each other. How could you not get hyped after that promo? It was so good.
A lot of Eric's promos just get you super hyped and get you ready for the match because like Justice said, this could have been a boring match or it could have been a match you're not interested in because they're like, oh, are they going to take it seriously? And even within the match, and we'll get to the rounds, there's a point that it switched. It went from like, yeah, we're having fun to okay, now we're going to play, and I appreciate that
Second
because
round.
it's like Yeah, I appreciate that because it's like, okay, you guys are taking this seriously and you do want to win, and so I like that, and so no, Eric's promos are amazing.
So good.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I mean,
go ahead, Brian.
no, I was just gonna say. I mean, for some of us, it's what for me, it's like one of the things I look forward to the
Me
most.
too.
As an editor,
Me too.
like I sit there and marvel. Like I'll watch them over and over and over again, and
I-
think to myself, "Wow, I could never be in that status."
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not tooting literal POV's horn, but I've watched that ladies' night one like
Oh,
an
900
unhealthy
That was
times.
amount
amazing.
of times.
So
So
good.
I mean, just
That one gives
it's
me
yeah.
chills. That one gives me chills, man.
So Jake, you edit. I got some stuff to send you after.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but the
I
thing-
edit everything. Yeah, I would love to be an editor one day, but it's hard to do sometimes. So
while we're still on this Eric Nerd Chronic train, I do want to say that with these tournaments, whenever we decide who's going on to the next bracket, my first thought isn't who's gonna win. It's how awesome is this promo gonna be?
Yeah, no, I can't wait for these tomorrow's promo. The Spectaculars promo. It's the man is just gifted, and
Man,
he
the
gets
Civil
you
War
excited.
Part 2.
Civil
Yes.
War Part
Oh,
Two.
yes.
Bateman versus guys.
No,
going-
well,
man, come
Kevin
on, all the
Smith
stuff he's
versus
got to work with.
Jericho.
Smith
Kevin
versus
Smith
Yeah.
versus Jericho.
That's the one I want to see. That's the one I
Yeah.
wanna see.
How
Yeah, it's
how
gonna-
is that promo even gonna look?
That's
Well, he
going
was-
to be amazing.
Well, we talked to him, and he said actually that he can't use any footage.
That's right. 'cause it's
outside of the
copyright.
Schmoedown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I cried because I was like, "Oh man, could you imagine doing some WWE promo?"
I was
I know how it's
I was
gonna
ready
go.
for him
There's
to
gonna
use
be a little bit of the bubbly, and there's going to be a list. I know them two things are happening. There'll be a list and some bubbly.
All right, let's go ahead and get to this match, guys. First round here. We're 50 minutes into the stream where we're officially getting to the first round of this match. So
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it sounds about right. So Kalinowski here goes 7 for 10, misses 3 questions in the first round. Chance goes 8 for 10, misses 2 questions, and they both missed 2 of the same questions, while Kalinowski misses the Star Wars question, which it felt like a little bit of a brain fart. It was the second question of the match. Definitely didn't expect that early.
Molly.
Yeah,
Is it a
yeah.
brain fart? Does he know anything about Star Wars? I don't know.
Calling him out.
Sizzle Molly.
So
Next up, we're gonna get a message from Mike. Give me that link. I need to get in there.
So he misses the Force Awakens question, and then both Chance and Mike missed the Wizarding World question
Can I
and the mixed
just
bag
say-
question.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
go
the
ahead. Go ahead,
writers.
Bill.
Shout out to the writers for that trick Harry Potter question.
Ooh, yeah, that one
That,
was
wa-
tough.
that was sneaky as hell.
It got me. I said,
Yeah.
That one got
me.
me. That one
was
got
like,
me because
parcel
I
tongue.
answered the chat. I was like, parcel tongue. Oh, wait, no, it's parcel. That was
Yep.
I couldn't think of it, and then they said it, and I was like, "Oh, wait, is that right?" And Alex
No.
was like, "No."
Yeah. I was like, I've never heard of Parcel Mouth. Apparently, I'm not that big of a fan.
One of those
You know?
sneaky.
It's just one of those things.
parcel mouth and
Yeah.
parcel tongue. Yep.
Yeah.
So that question was prime for a finals, especially to get to sneak in those trick questions that, like, when you think about it, are easy, but you can easily trip up on.
Well, even
So
Christian said like the writers are celebrating that they tricked people.
Yeah.
And now there's an extra question. So
You
yeah,
have to make it harder
Yeah.
somehow.
I get tripped on even on the
He's
easy
like-
questions. It don't even have to be a hard one.
PJ's like
I know.
excellent.
PJ's in the
Justin-
corner. PJ, have a gun.
Justin, are
Yes.
you the type to, like, you know it, but when the spotlight is on, you just forget it?
No, because I'm one of those people like Star Wars is my big thing. If it was Star Wars and it was all about plot points and like names of characters, like the actual who they are in the film, like I could do really well. You asked me who the director to Empire Strikes Back, probably my favorite movie of all time, bro. I don't
Irvin
know.
Kershner.
Yeah.
I don't watch
Irvin
the
Kershner,
movie. I
man.
don't watch the movie to
Irvin
remember the
Kershner.
director's
You don't
name.
know
Well, no. I
Irvin
mean, I probably
Kershner?
could have got that one. I'm just using it for an example, right? You asked me the name of the actor who played a character. I'm not going to know it on a lot of cases because, but there is something I wanted to do this year. I haven't started yet, but I'm going to start soon. I'm going to go back and rewatch all the Star Wars movies as if I was training to be part of the Schmoedown.
Oh, it's a
God,
lot.
help
you.
I can show you our note cards. It's
Oh
a
yeah,
lot.
but it's like I want to see how it is to watch the movies for that. I kick on those movies. I'm having fun. I don't care about who the guy's name is. But like I said, I love Star Wars. I know a lot about it. I know a lot more
Hey,
than a lot of people because of the
Justin,
EU and stuff.
if Justin, if you want a warm up match, come find me.
Oh,
Hey,
wait. Hey, there's another guy that's trying to get me to have a match. Danny.
Molly and I
Danny
will write the questions. You guys can compete.
No, Molly
Yeah.
can't write them because Molly most of the time says there need to be harder. No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, Jake, I gotta. Can you pull up the Jeremy Miller comment where he said, "Rise of the 300 Rise of the Empire is the new Remember the Titans."
Yep.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
I remember watching that movie. I watched that movie with my uncle, and I'm like, "Oh, this is a good movie. I like it. It's cool." I've never ever heard of this movie ever again. Into these past 2 weeks.
I completely
These past
forgot
2
that
weeks.
300 had a sequel.
Yeah,
Well,
I forgot
Alex
about the
knew that-
movie.
Alex knew the answer to that one, and I was like, "You haven't seen that movie," and he was like, "Well, I know about history."
Oh my god.
Okay, Alex. Okay.
And I was
Hey,
like, "Is that really like a historical name?" And he's
I'll
like, "Yeah."
I'll say.
Alex.
First of all, it was a brilliant question. It was a great question.
Yes.
And I will say that I would have loved to have seen it as a bonus question in the first round if we got to that point because it felt like that type of question. A lot of the time we get bonus questions and we're like, man, that feels really easy. This feels like the level of bonus question that it should be. It's kind of a trick question, but if you really think about it, you'll find the answer. And it's a question that you need to see the movie or, in Alex's case, know history about. So
Alex flexing over here.
Yeah.
Like when they said the name is Darius, I was like, no, it's not. It's not that
Yeah.
easy.
Goddard.
It can't be Darius.
What's better?
Oh, it's
Ben,
been ew.
what's up?
It's been
And just to let everybody know, this is the announcement. We're trading Molly for Justin. So this is the new. Let's get ready. That's a new certain point
Hey
of view.
guys, certain point of view just got better.
Hey,
No,
I
that's
make sure Justin feels wanted though, right?
That is true. He's already complimented me one time. So
That's more than
I'm
more than
happy.
I've done.
Happy
That's
with
more
it.
than I've done in
Justin.
all our shows.
If
There
you
you
can
go,
beat me
Justin.
in Star Wars trivia, you can have my spot.
Oh.
He just said you stink.
Okay, give me a couple of months, Molly. 'Cause I'm getting ready.
Okay, so that's
yeah.
the first round there. Shug, you got any thoughts on that one? I know you jumped out on that one.
Yeah, I had to jump out real quick. No, the first round, I mean, they did miss some questions, which were interesting. At first I was like, are they kind of just relaxing? Because I think one question I actually knew, which is surprising. But I just think, yeah, no, I thought I knew movies. I don't know nothing.
Yeah, man.
And I run a movie trivia podcast. Yeah, I know. Good Lord. No, I thought they were relaxing. But like Brian said, round 2, it looked like a Switch got hit, and they started playing for real. I can't say they weren't playing for real. I'm not, saying they weren't, but it looked like more they were just relaxing, taking it easy, but like a friendly game. And then when round 2 came, I think it switched, and they were like, all right, we're gonna play and really see who's gonna win this match. So,
Yeah,
I will tell you this, Jake.
Oh, go ahead, Justin.
Before you go on to the next round, you were talking about being a competitor. When they add in the singles division the B movie slice,
Count me in.
when you put in the cheesy B movies and that's a
Count me
slice,
in.
Big Daddy coming in to take it all. You know what I'm saying? Because I love those movies. Bring me
Abby
Zombie
Friel in
Beaver.
the
I'll
chat.
watch it
Abby
all day
Friel,
long.
take some notes. We want a B movie slice.
Maybe just a B movie tournament or exhibition match.
Yes.
That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, I've seen them all.
Fast and Furious exhibition match.
Oh, well, I bet Alex would love to do that. He actually loves those movies.
Oh wait, oh my God! Now
Ferris
wait, hold
went.
on,
No,
hold on.
we good.
Hold
We
on.
good.
God,
Hold
no.
on.
Wait,
Molly.
Ferris versus Alex Damon in a Fast and Furious match?
Oh,
I'm in.
man.
I think he would probably do that.
So Molly, you're telling me that Alex Damon, my friend Alex Damon, is a big fan of the Fast and the Furious films.
Big fan.
Like
Sure,
no, you're not playing with my emotions right now, are you, Molly? You're actually telling
No.
me the truth.
Sure.
No.
See, I knew me and
No.
Alex Damon had a connection. I knew me
Any
and Alex Damon had a
tournament.
connection, man. Me and Alex Damon. You know what
Any
I mean?
tournament, any match, we know now what Ferris is going to do. He was already kind of jumping on that Alex Damon bandwagon there in IG
It's
tournament.
not, yeah.
And now they're like best friends. Now you're going to start getting postcard for Ferris. Now, when you actually go to like the
All right.
mall, you're going to see a guy that looks like
Hey,
Ferris, but you don't
hey,
know if it's him standing in the
hey,
shadows.
Hey,
and he's
hey,
just gonna be
hey,
hiding
man.
behind those shopping.
Hey. See, now you're just creeping out the woman. What is wrong with you? What's wrong? Molly, I would never do that. I would never do that. I would never do that.
Real quick, I just want to
show
sorry.
for. No, I was gonna say Goddard's been saying he's an Alex Damon show. I don't know, Ferris, you might got him beat just a little bit.
Who said
No,
Who?
Goddard.
Man, no one cares what Goddard got to say. Who cares what fucking Goddard? Well, it's whatever.
I care
real
what
quick.
Goddard has to say. That's our faction mate.
So,
yeah?
hey, before we get to the second round, Shug, any donations coming in, man?
No, it wasn't a donation, but I want to thank Alias. She just gifted like 5 subs in our Twitch. If you are watching, we have Twitch and you got YouTube. Make sure to send in questions for both channels in the description below. There is a link for Streamlabs, but it'll be you can send it for both of us. But we do have the gifted subs, and also David B is in our Twitch right now. So we got a lot of celebrities watching. Abby, Goddard, David B. I mean, it's just
I just want to shout out
awesome.
David B.
Yeah,
David
Hey,
big props for David B. He came up with our new intro music.
Yeah,
by the way.
hey, if David B wants to do something for POV, man, DM me. DM me.
Hey.
Oh, it's big money, baby. You got to bring out the Brinks dump truck out there. You can't just be like,
Hey, that's cool with me. That's cool with me. All right, let's go ahead and get to round 2 here, guys. So very, very simple here. It was actually not that much craziness happened, but some stuff did happen here. Ellison respins away from Star Trek as he spun first, gets DC, and once again showed that DC questions seem to be the hardest going on in this tournament. Yeah. But he does well. He goes multiple choice twice. He gets 3 2-pointers, so he goes 5 for 5 on this one. And then Kalinowski steps in, spins Middle Earth, spins away from it, gets MCU again. Goes 4 for 5, multiple choice once, 3 2-pointers, but Chance gets a 2-point steal on the very first question, putting Mike in his place. Second question, putting Mike in his place a little bit, and he ends up. Chance ends up on top of Mike on that one, 18-14 after round 2. And at that point, the biggest gap we had seen so far, and it was pretty shocking to me anyway, seeing that, especially with something getting MCU for Mike after he crushed it last week in his match against Alex. And then, like I said, Chance kind of stepping up and getting those DC questions. Ferris, thoughts on this one?
Well, it kind of went the way I thought it would because Star Trek scares people, so I expected people to spin away from that. So he spun away. He got DC, and of course he knows DC because he's been training with Mike. You know what I mean? They've been training together this entire time. Mike, we all apparently know now because we keep saying it. He's one of the hosts of DC Movie News, and I feel like he's the only man on planet Earth that subjects himself to watching Suicide Squad more than once. I don't know why, So if I'm pretty sure during the studying, Chance, he probably absorbed some of the knowledge. And in the first 2 questions, he had to check down to multiple choice. That was it the Batman Forever one? Was that the first question? And the second question was V for Vendetta. Is that what it was? Yeah, it was the bike, and then where
his V for Vendetta's hometown.
Yes, his hometown. Yeah, so and then he got. Well, you said Mike spun what first?
He spun Middle Earth, and then he spun away from it.
And he spun away from it. So when he got MCU, I was like, oh, it's gonna be the same thing. What happened last week? Unfortunately, don't want to relive that again. Jesus. So I was like, oh, they're gonna be neck and neck,
Oh God. Okay. Can we not bring up that Suicide Squad has won an Oscar, please? Thank you.
You know what, Brian? They gave an Oscar to Green. They gave not you, Brian. Sorry.
What I do?
Saul's on the chat, and here you go, Molly.
Four Loko. I like Four Loko.
Oh God!
Well, you're going to be getting a lot of it now.
I played Four Loko Pong back in my college.
Let me just say that you're going to start getting in the mail Fast and Furious.
Molly, I don't know what these people have been telling you about me. I'm actually just a big fan. I don't want to, ruin our relationship before it even gets started. I just want to point that out. I love your Star Wars Explains videos. I just want to point that out. Let's have someone else talk. Let's have Jillian. Jillian, you next. You just say something.
What's up?
Yeah.
What's up, Ferris?
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
Poor Ferris, man. He just can't catch a break today, man.
Yeah, man.
It's funny because when Mike spun Middle Earth, Shannon immediately said something along the lines of "We're spinning again." if you watch it, and Mike started talking right when she started to say it, but it seems like that was like, no, we're not even touching Middle Earth.
Well,
like
especially after that exhibition match, I'm sure everyone is terrified to take Middle Earth right now.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't touch that with 10-foot
except
pole,
Alex
but-
Damon.
Yeah,
Except Alex
that's
Damon.
true. Or Parker, but I mean,
Or Goddard.
that's
Anyone
true.
who was
But
in that exhibition match, really.
I mean, yeah, it kind of threw me off to see them so quickly go. No, not Middle Earth. So yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not unlike Shannon to be like, nope, spin again,
Yeah.
before
it
Mike
just-
can even say anything.
Love Shannon.
I'll say, and this is one of the questions that I was pretty surprised that Mike missed, is the Captain America question.
Yes.
I don't know about everyone here, but it almost felt like the promo with Mike felt correct in that he was so laid back because Corruption was in the final that some things just seemed to slip his mind a little bit. I don't know if anybody else got that feeling.
I thought he got the mustard gas question right.
Yeah, I think he did get the
Yeah.
mustard.
Multiple choice.
Yeah.
But he went.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I think he was very relaxed in the first round. The second round, I mean, that's just, it's up in the air sometimes. You can get questions, or you can miss an easy question that just, you have a brain fart. We've seen it happen before. Molly's played in Star Wars. She knows. It's sometimes you just have a brain fart. And so I'm not going to hold that against Kalinowski. You are playing your friend, which I get, but I just think that he just relaxed, and he still got a good second round. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't, oh my God, this is going to be a bad situation like we've seen. But yeah, so go ahead, Jake.
Jill, go ahead real quick before we move on to something.
I do want to say there was a thing going around the Facebook group where, do you think one of them will throw it to get the possible point? And to anyone who thought that, shame on you, because if you really think people like Mike Kalinowski and Chance Ellison are going to throw a Schmoedown game just to get that extra point, then you do not know Mike Kalinowski and Chance Ellison. They respect the game way too damn much to throw a game away for an extra point. Well, yes, they may have been a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more chill. No way would they have thrown away that game. They have way too much respect for the game to do that.
I will say there was a point where it kind of looked like it was like Mike kind of was like, okay, he can beat me, but he's not gonna like knock me out. Like, cause I mean, Chance was doing pretty well. Like, he was holding his own against Mike first round. Then you kind of have that same thing going in the second round. So it's like, you could beat me, but you're not going to make me look a fool. So I think that definitely came into it a little bit too.
Real quick before we move on, we do have someone else who has joined us, and very much last minute here, and that is Mr. Alex Damon, the Demon himself.
Yay!
Oh, look at Ferris.
He's just in this other room.
Yeah, let's go.
What's up?
You're the man, Alex. You the man. You're the man, bro. You are the man.
I told them that you liked Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah, I love Fast and Furious. Well, like I have seen 1, and then 5 and up. I skipped like 2 through 4.
Oh, what? I thought you
Yeah.
had seen all of them.
No, I've talked about this. You know.
Well, you'll watch all of them if you have an exhibition match.
Oh, is that happening?
Surprise.
Yeah, it's between you and Ferris, Alex.
Please, guys.
Hey, man.
I'm asking the chat, whoever's watching, can you please send in at least a couple more Streamlabs? Because the fact that Ferris is right next to Suge right now, and when the thing pops up and it's just Ferris laughing, and then Ferris starts laughing at himself laughing. Y'all are being serious breaking down this round 2, and I'm over here dying because I'm looking at Ferris like looking at himself laughing. It's hilarious.
Real quick. Anthony News just sent in another donation, and he said just to see Ferris laughing over Suge's head again. So that is a thing. Every time you do send in the Streamlabs, Ferris pops up laughing at himself.
So yeah, I mean, real quick, Alex, while you're joining us, I mean, what did you think about this IG final here, this 5-round matchup?
Man, it was good. I felt pretty good about myself playing along for half of it. And by that, I mean, if I had all of Mike's questions with MCU in round 2, I did pretty well. DC would have killed me again. Gotta watch some DC movies.
Yeah.
It's okay, Alex, man. Not all of us can know everything, man. It's all right, man. It's okay. It's okay. You know,
I like
it's
my
all right.
Batmans. I like my Supermans, and that's kind of it. I gotta brush up.
Those
Well,
Green
people-
Lanterns.
People will never
V
let
for
you
Vendetta.
forget missing Miss what's it?
Miss
Tessmacher.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Petsmacher.
that's I
And,
could
uh,
hear that. I could hear it being yelled in my head, and I didn't know the name. I was like, Miss. Nah.
You know what, Alex? That day I came home from work. I got on the computer, got into voice chat with Ferris, and man, I would have thought that something like bad happened. I was like, "What's up? What's wrong, dude?" He's like,
Go again.
"I can't believe that happened to him." Okay, well, we're getting a bunch of donations now.
Wait, we also got a great comment from Ben here. This is just amazing. This is so good.
Alex Damon chills, yes.
Oh,
Dad
God.
bod size.
Oh, I just remembered. I should have packed my actually shirt.
Man,
Sean
Damn.
does this all the time. He loves his actually.
you were almost best friends with Alex Damon. And I live close enough that I could take him messages personally for you. Because I live close enough to him. But no, screw that, man. You just ruined it.
Alex,
Real
were you
quick, we-
disappointed? I was gonna say, Alex, were you disappointed that Mike's went away from Middle Earth?
I guess it came back to bite him in round
Yeah.
3, but
It did.
yeah. I mean,
Did.
I'm always disappointed because round 2 is just like, oh, you get a strength, and it's like that's 5 questions that I know. So it was funny. He said like, I don't have any weaknesses, but I have varying degrees of strength, and I was like, oh yeah, DC is a strength of mine as well, Mike. It's
I'm going to
just
tell you this,
on
Alex.
that other end.
Yeah, us at the Let's Get Ready, we try to keep it real. I'm not going to lie to you right now. I'm glad you came on because I cheered against you openly because I just wanted to give Ferris crap. I just wanted to be able to talk some crap to Ferris. So I was like, please, Alex, just lose. So I felt like you did it for me. You don't have to lose anymore. That was just that one time. When we did this.
All
I just
right,
wanted-
thanks. That one time. That'll be it.
Now, and then he just goes on a run now, just knocking people
Yep.
out for Ferris.
Yep.
And every interview goes, "This is for you, Ferris." Like Ferris is just
Gonna
gonna
win.
cry. But real quick, we got two more donations. We got one from Winter Soldier, said just sending this to make Justin laugh, and then we got another one from Anthony Nugent with no comment. Thank you guys, really appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Anthony
for
Nugent.
such
You're the
support.
man.
Hey man, I'm admitting I would cry.
Puppy
Specific-
bowl.
Yeah, I would cry.
Mine's over here somewhere. Can't see him. But...
We want a puppy bowl.
Yeah. And Brian also has a question here. Did you know Mike's 5-pointer, Alex?
Yes.
Did you
Oh,
think
that
it
the
was
way
a
he
5-pointer
did?
worth?
Yes, he did.
Did I think it was a
Right.
5-pointer? I mean, 5-pointers and IG are kind of weird because I saw a bunch of people saying that Chance's Marvel 5-pointer, the Venom one, was really easy, and I didn't know it.
I
So-
got it right, so
Yeah,
I thought
like-
it was easy.
I mean-
That's just me.
To me, that was very hard. I've seen Venom, but it's like, how much did you pay attention to it? And so I thought
We
that was
didn't-
hard.
We didn't
And
study Venom particularly,
I-
so if we had, maybe.
yeah, like I watched it a year ago, but it's also like I feel like that company's name did come up more than once. The Brandywine Bridge is mentioned one time ever in all 6 movies, so there is that. It is like a one throwaway line versus something that is said probably multiple times in Venom, but that's just kind of how IG goes.
Yeah, I mean,
Marvel
it's
does that.
subjective. It truly is. Like, you don't know. Like, you watch certain things, you're a fan of certain things, certain questions are going to be easier. Just because I personally, I like Venom. Like, I love the movie. So I may know a lot of questions from that movie because I personally love it. Whereas somebody else, won't. They won't know that question because they probably watched it like one time and they didn't think maybe a lot of questions would be answered about that movie. But I'll give Alex some credit. He is the only person I think, I don't know, so maybe we need somebody that knows the stats to pull this up. But I think Alex is the only person that didn't spin away from Star Trek this whole IG tournament.
That's a good point.
Mike
There is-
picked it for the 3-pointer.
That's what I was. Hannah picked it. He got spinner's
for
choice.
spinner's
and
choice.
picked
Yeah.
it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Picked it
But-
for
but
you.
he- No.
Yeah.
Hannah spun it and stuck with it. Hannah spun Spinner's Choice and chose Star Trek. So
you got Star Trek up against Saul, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No,
you didn't play
no,
Saul.
it was Jen.
First match. There you go.
Jen, yeah.
Yeah.
Saul was too busy losing in the first round.
Hey,
Wow. Wow.
Gee.
it's the Den household, Ferris. You listen here, sir.
Hey,
Julian, Julian, I'm gonna point that out. I love you. I love Sean. Saul, don't really care for it. Just no.
He's in the
Saul
chat.
is a-
Just
I thought he did
Saul
great.
is a treasure. Saul is a treasure.
Real quick.
One person's treasure is another man's garbage, so it's all right.
Here we go.
I'll fight for you,
my
Saul.
goodness.
I'll fight for you, Saul.
Just
All right.
know we talk to Saul. We talk to Saul on a nightly. So this is what we do every night. But real quick, we got 3 donations. Real quick, D Train says what the heck just happened? Everything just reset. Okay, sorry. It says what are the chances that the Schmoedown will be shown on ESPN one day? If they can televise spelling bee competitions, then why not movie trivia? The Schmoedown
If
at
they
least
can
has
have, if they can have cornhole tournaments, they can have
cornhole.
competitive cornhole. They
That-
can have the movie trivia Schmoedown.
There
You
you
don't,
go.
if you don't forget, like I'm old. This is showing some of my age, but back in the day on ESPN2, they actually show some Magic the Gathering tournaments.
They did. Pro Tour.
Yes.
No,
Pro Tour.
and back in the day, they had this thing called Beat the Schwab, and Schwab it was all sports trivia.
Yep.
So
Yep.
what's the
Yeah,
difference
so-
between this and Beat the Schwab?
Yep.
Like
Well,
no offense
hopefully.
to the spelling bee, no offense to those 12-year-olds. That's not that exciting. I'm not that. I don't care about words that are like
You
that have
only
origins.
watch
I
the
just
spelling
don't
bee to
care.
make yourself feel bad because this 12-year-old just spelled a word that you didn't even know existed. Like, what's the point in watching it? It just makes you like sit there and shake your head and go, why? Why? How does this kid know this? Why am I so dumb at the age of 30 something?
Yeah.
And then Anthony Nugent again, instant satisfaction every time. And then Sinister Alec Miller says, Demon, sorry. How are you prepping for your upcoming match against Ace now that you can oh Jesus, I am so sorry. Here, I'm gonna put this in the chat for you, Jake.
No worries. No worries.
Alex, leading up to the Star Wars tournament with Andrew, did you see me on any podcasts during that time?
No.
All right, good. All right, keep it up.
Were you rooting against me there too?
No, you wasn't in the Star Wars tournament. I was just rooting for Andrew DeMilano really hard.
Oh, I mean,
And
that's
your name may have got brought up a couple times. It's fine. It's fine.
uh-huh.
Yeah, he said some things. He said some things about you, Alex.
And
I got-
All right, I got
defended
Ferris.
you.
I got Ferris. in
And I
my corner.
defended you. Yeah, you
He
do.
did.
Yeah, you do, Alex. Yeah, you do.
All right,
I
this
got you.
I got
I don't
this
know if
donation
you
here
know.
from Sinister Alec Miller. Demon, how are you preparing for the upcoming match against Ace now that you can just dedicate your time to Star Wars? Love the entire Let's Get Ready crew. P.S. Lost a family match to a Middle Earth question. I'm kicking myself.
Oh no.
Those damn hobbits.
I plan on watching Star Wars.
I imagine though, I mean, and we've talked about this because we've been able to talk and everything, but you're taking a slight break, right? And you have a couple months to Justin, you're killing me, man. I'm looking at you just dying, laughing at the Ferris gif, and it's just killing me.
Yeah, that's from Anthony Nugent with no comment, just so we can move on.
Thanks,
Yeah.
dude.
If they're making Ferris laugh at himself, it's hilarious.
But yeah, back to what I was saying. I mean, you have 5 months or so to get ready for Spectacular. I imagine you're taking a slight break from it all, right?
I think break's almost over.
Oh.
Fair enough. Love
there
it.
we go.
Love it.
Molly's
we
like,
go.
damn it.
Molly's like, alrighty, let's do this again.
You better get through Avatar real quick, Molly. Real quick.
We got another donation from Winter Soldier saying Magic the Gathering used to be on ESPN. Is this the Bateman versus Suge grudge match? The way the Schmoedown breaks through? Maybe. I did.
Hey, Sullivan
I
wants in that too.
Yeah,
You know
it
what?
actually.
You know what?
Yeah.
Shook. Don't even say nothing. We're gonna take Ben Bateman out. Damn right. And guess what? After we take Bateman out, we're gonna take Sean out too.
Oh.
Sorry, Jillian. Sorry.
I liked you, Ferris.
You know, that tends to happen.
All right. Let me try to corral this real quick. And let's go ahead and get back to the match here because we have the two new additions to the or the 5-round championship match, if you will, right? The additions that happen for these number one contender matches and championship rounds. So we have the betting round and the speed round. Betting round here, Ellison spun the wheel, ends up spinning opponent's choice, and Mike chose Star Trek, something that clearly he was waiting for the entire match. It had been mentioned multiple times. And the question had to do with the Wrath of Khan. What is the name of the Vulcan term of Spock's living spirit, which is transferred to McCoy before dying at the end of the Wrath of Khan? Mike bet 3, Chance bet 1, and they both got it correct, and Mike had a 2-point advantage on that one. Alex, I'm guessing you knew that question?
I did.
Yeah.
I think I would have bet 2 on that, though. I was trying to keep track of my own score. I think I would have been a little conservative there.
And did you think that Chance played smart in just betting the 1? And this can go to everybody as well, too.
I mean, he had a 3-point lead at that point.
I think it was a 4-point lead. I think it was more. 4-point good. Yeah.
I mean, if you're not certain and you know that Kalinowski is, I think 1 point isn't an absurd thing to bet.
I mean, it didn't hurt him.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah, I think I still would have gone 2 points just to stay kind of in the middle, but you can't doubt him.
Yeah, man. I agree with Molly. I would have also done 2 points.
Real quick, we got another donation for Jake Alcavena.
Thanks, Yakavetta.
He said, excuse my language, fuck it, bring on the gift. Much love from C2A Shug, you ass, LOL. Then we got another donation from Sinister Alec Miller. Says, so when are we getting a first take undisputed style show for the Schmoedown? There needs to be more debates among analysts. Ferris might be the Stephen A. Smith with how much he yells. Very true. We do call him.
What is this? Do I yell that?
Again,
Do I
Damien,
yell
I
that?
just want to point out the friends you just made.
There's
the friends you just
the
made.
Schmoebates is on call to action.
Yeah, that's close. Yeah. That is close. Well, I know, Alex, you can't stay long, so I just want to say thank you for joining us for the quick bit.
Thanks,
I do have one quick question here. The next IG match is the title match between Chandru and Smets. Who do you have in that one? Even though I'm guessing I know who you have.
I think Smets still.
Okay.
I mean, he scares me. Chandru's got like he's still kind of happy-go-lucky, and I know Smets is nice, but he's scarier.
Fair enough.
Hey, Alex. Yeah, before you go, Alex, I need you to do your business and keep your belt. Okay. I need you to keep it, Alex.
That's right.
Right.
Keep your belt because
I see it. I know. I see it. Back
because
here.
the number one thing that I want to happen is I'm going to be watching Molly next year take that Star Wars belt from me.
And then it'll stay right there.
No,
Here.
he's on purpose to move it at least one spot.
Go in here.
Okay.
She's already picked a space for it.
Right underneath the Baby Yoda. Right underneath the Baby Yoda. Right underneath it.
Here's one more question before you go, Alex. Who do you have in tomorrow's match? The pay-per-view.
Oh, I'm rooting for Roka. Erwin beat him last time. I want Roka to come back and.
Erwin's in my faction.
Neither of them are in mine, so.
I know.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us for the quick second, Alex. We really
totally
appreciate it. And we'll be talking soon, man.
Cool.
Thanks,
See you guys.
Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
Bye.
All right, Alex.
There you go.
Real quick, we got another donation. I'm sorry, Jake. Is it possible to break Justin? So they're now purposely sending in these donations to try to get Justin to break.
Come on. Look, it's too easy. His face shows up over Shugs, which is a good thing because, golly, have you looked at Shug lately? Then, on top of that,
appreciate it.
It's Ferris laughing at himself half the time because they keep doing it while Ferris is saying something. And then I'm just imagining like Ferris is just laughing at himself because he knows he's making a dumb comment. Like,
Hey, man.
All right, let's go ahead and get back to this match here. We have the fourth round.
What round are we having at right now?
We're on the speed round.
Did we expect anything less out of this stream, though? Come on.
Not at all.
I think this is going well.
Hey, Brian,
I think it's really
too late
going
for
well.
you, Big Daddy. You can go to bed. I mean, you can tag.
I'm just trying to figure out. I was like,
I'm sorry.
All right, so speed round here. And I'll be honest here, guys. I'm still a little confused on how this exactly works as far as points go. Because from what was said at the end of the round when they were calculating everything, Chance went 6 for 10 because he missed 2 and he passed on 2. and then Mike went 9 for 10 because he missed one, but Chance only went from 19 to 23 points. And so I'm still so if someone could explain that to me.
Chance missed the. Or wait, no, yeah, you put that the phase 3 one.
So he missed the Superman 2, the MCU phase 3. Then he passed on the MCU Mad Titan question and the Hugh Jackman Wolverine, which is only 4. So how do the points work in this round?
Because you lose points if you miss.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
lose
wasn't-
points.
right.
So it is like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
buzzer.
If you try to answer and get it wrong, you lose.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I
if you
wasn't
miss-
positive if it was like the buzzer. Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you lose points. Which is
And
what
that makes
that was a
sense.
whole heated discussion with the Star Wars match too. They're like, it should have been this. Like, no, you lose points if you get it.
And that
wrong.
makes sense why Mike only got the 8 points instead of the 9. Okay, I just want to double check on that one. Yes. So Chance gets 6 points, or excuse me, he only gets the 4 points, and Mike gets the 8 points. He goes up by 2 on this one. Justin, you're killing me, man. You're absolutely killing me. It's just gonna keep happening too.
Anthony Juice just says another donation saying Ferris looks in the mirror talking to himself would be an interesting conversation. It'd just be a lot of yelling, Anthony. A lot of yelling. Go ahead. Sorry, Jake.
No, you're good. You're good. So this is the only round outside of the final round where Kalinowski finally kind of came around, or excuse me, didn't end up in the final round. This is the only round Mike won. This is the only round Mike ended up winning up against Chance, which clearly, if you win every round and you win the majority of the rounds, you're probably going to win the match most of the time. And he stepped up big time in the speed round. And he's been talking the last couple of days and weeks about how he loves the speed round. And it really showed. He really showed up in the speed round. Chance struggled a little bit. And there's also a little bit of a struggle as far as Christian pronouncing the questions, more so going back to the questions after they had already been said.
Yeah.
And Molly, I know that you had talked about this a little bit in our chat and before we started, but what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, first of all, I figured that Kalinowski would kind of shine a little bit more than Chance in the speed round, just because watching his stuff in the past, he is really good at answering quickly. But yeah, when Christian has to go back, to the first question or whatever, when they passed or whatever, and he has to go back around, he kind of like stumbled a little bit, and then at one point it came back. I don't know whose turn it was, but he was like saying words like, okay, and now we're back to, it's like, no, just read the questions. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I mean,
Mike blew through his.
Yeah.
He had I want to say 17 seconds left and he was done.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I think Christian was doing that with Kalinowski's questions, which I guess was lucky because he was already ahead of the game. But I mean, that's just one of those things that they have to kind of get used to doing. And I don't know.
That's a
good point, Travis.
That's a very good point,
Travis.
That's a real valid point right there.
It's funny because
who went? Did Ace go first or second in the Star Wars one? He went first, right?
He went.
No, he went second because I think he was behind.
Second.
He was behind.
So in two matches where it's been done so far, the players who have gone second have prevailed better than the first players. So
I will say we did finally kind of hit that nail on the head with them saying, okay, the question is going to be read to you. Your time starts when I'm done reading it. Mm-hmm. So, last time we didn't, and I don't think, to be honest, they knew what they were going to do as far as does the time start here or there. It was clearly said this time that when the question is done being read is when your timer starts. So from here on out, we know that answer.
I've always thought, I want you guys to chime in on this. I've always thought that whoever's going to be reading the speed round questions should know them up front. They should have already read them, made sure they can pronounce every word, just get familiar with those questions. What do you guys think?
100%.
I agree.
Oh, Jill, go ahead. Sorry, Jill, go ahead.
I was going to say 100%, but also you get the human factor out of it where like, yes, maybe Christian did go over those questions beforehand, but when you're reading them so fast, like for me, for example, sometimes my mind goes faster than my mouth does. So then I'll like fumble. So I feel like he is reading them beforehand, but it's that whole human factor of you're reading them so quickly, which can really, as we see, can affect. But
and you know, Christian, he's used to being an announcer, so he's used to like putting in extra words, and he just can't do that speed round.
I will say we talked about it on our show when this first came up after the Star Wars one, and we haven't talked about it with you guys yet, the Let's Get Ready crew. But what do you guys think about someone else reading the speed round questions and then not being Christian or Mark?
For one, I think it should be Mr. Sean Sullivan, because I want to see his pretty face more often, and because he keeps losing matches, he's not going to get many matches, and I want to be able to see him.
Wait, was that a compliment, or was that like?
No, it's a compliment because I love Sean. I love it.
That was a backhanded compliment.
Man, the man is too good looking to keep off the stream. They should have a little bit thing where he pops up and he reads the questions during that time. It's so amazing. And I'm sorry for laughing, guys, but that stuff's just hilarious because I remember the moment.
You're fine.
I remember the moment that Ferris, like, that's when he laughed like he did for that time. I remember it. So I'm thinking about it. And he also knows a joke that was put in our Discord chat just a second ago that's hilarious.
Go ahead, Brian.
Go ahead. No, I was just going to say, I think it would definitely help. I mean, Molly, I know you suggested it when it was the Star Wars one. Have someone that is absolutely like fluently nerdy enough to know exactly the.
I think that's who Molly said should do it.
Yeah, Ken or Alex or someone. I mean, someone that is very fluent in there. I also think that when it comes to this round, and this might sound kind of stupid, but they should be printed out on a piece of paper. It shouldn't be on the computer because you're gonna have to scroll. I know for me, my mouse sometimes might act up. I might not get to where I'm going. But if you're sitting there with it in front of you, like there's no.
Yeah, and you can also cross off the answers that they've answered, so you don't like go back and accidentally read those too.
Yeah, so I mean, just something minimal like that would probably help go a long way, because I mean, like Molly said, there was a point where Christian was going, and the next question, it just
back to you said going back to with Mike, right? So going back to this question, reduced like 2 seconds.
I was just like,
I know.
Keep talking.
You could tell he did kind of add on to when the timer went out, but I mean, like that having it on a piece of paper in front of you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you're gonna which one, or someone could cross it for you. I don't know.
This is a really good point here. This is I caught this the second time around. He said Alan Pseudo, not Ellison. And if Mike would have gotten that question wrong, who knows what would have happened?
Yeah.
Right. Clearly, the last name is particular to that actress, but I mean, any other competitor, you don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dwayne Burke, man, good guy right there.
Yeah, it might just come down to practice with this new speed round. You know, it might just be still working out the kinks.
I mean, second time we've ever done it.
Yeah.
So,
Also, something like this.
Yeah,
that's a hard question. That's a hard question for a speed round.
Yeah. I think that one is kind of it's kind of designed almost to like sit there where you're either going to pass, it, or you're going to sit there and waste that time, because you could see some of them went this one, and that was costing time, and then it was just like, all right, pass.
It reminded
me. Was there a question like that in Star Wars?
Yeah, it reminded me of the bonus question of how many movies does Yoda appear in? Yep. And you have to sit there and think. But that was a bonus question.
No, there was one.
They asked Han Solo.
It was Harrison Ford. How many movies did he appear in?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they both got it wrong.
I kind of like it, because then it kind of screws with you. Like, do I need to pass? Am I guessing a number?
100%.
Yeah.
I think
Justin, they just keep coming for you, man.
I know.
I liked having that one in there because it's one that like you know or you don't, and if you don't know, you might have to count.
Ferris is looking all serious, like thinking about the question and contemplating, and then there's Ferris next to him, just dying laughing at it.
Molly, I will say, I'll even add to what you just said. I like the fact that it was also the last question of the speed round.
Yeah.
Because if you sit there too long, you might not be able to go back to the ones that you passed on.
Yep.
But if you ran through your 9, you have enough time to sit there and actually think
Exactly.
about it.
Because if you're someone like Mike who had 17-ish seconds left, you have the time. What I would also like to know, which I just thought of, is I wonder if Mike or Chance or Andrew or Ace, if they could see the time or know how much time was left, because
I think that's added in afterwards.
I know, but I'm saying for them, like,
do you get a timer?
I see what you're saying.
I mean, you're then kind of playing a game where you just don't know.
You don't know.
I mean, I don't know. It's a toss up, because if you have almost 20 seconds left and you've got a question like that, you could sit there and take the time because you know how much time you have.
I have to imagine they can see the timer.
I hope
so. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it acts as an overlay. Maybe it acts as an overlay in StreamYard. They can press it and the timer actually goes.
Yeah.
Shug, what do you think of all this, man?
Isn't there a timer?
Yeah, tell us while Ferris is covering your face. Hurry up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an overlay though, Jake. I think it might be an after because
I feel like Nerd Chronic might be adding that afterwards.
Yeah, so it's hard. I don't know if they. I mean, man, that is tough to think about.
Here's a comment though. I mean, someone did say that maybe Christian said that he could see it.
Okay,
which would be interesting.
So maybe they do have it on screen. I'm not sure. Maybe they have them. I don't know. I don't know the backstage stuff. I think that going back to reading the questions, in which we actually have a donation where somebody actually gave a pretty good recommendation, which is what if you pre-record the questions and use the soundboard? You know, that comes for the gift.
Actually easy. That's actually easy.
Yeah.
So that might be something.
You just have to make sure you know which buttons are which, because
I was gonna say, like, even electronics can mess up. So.
Could you imagine? He goes, all right, we're gonna start, and he pushes it, and it's the fart noise. Yeah, in a live match, how hilarious would that be? All right, here we go. Ready, set, go, boom, and it's the fart noise or something. Like, are we serious right now? Can we? Do you want to give Jake? You want me to get to these donations?
Yeah. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I know we got.
Okay, so yeah, we just keep coming in. So Sinister Alec Miller said Justin is definitely Skip Bayless. The way he is a Finch Stock Exchange seal. And Shug, when are you going to admit that you are part of the Schmoedown? It's not a secret anymore. I'm not part of the Schmoedown. I'm not smart enough to be. So sorry to break your bubble right there. Winter Soldier, keep it together, Justin. Anthony Nugent, no message. Anthony Nugent, Justin, get it together. We did for the gifts already. We said their question. What if you pre-record the questions and they use the soundboard? Anthony Nugent said Harloff added several seconds to the end to make up for it. And then we have just 4 donations from
Anthony
Nugent. So appreciate Anthony Nugent. Well, guy's awesome.
Thank you to everyone for doing that.
Thank you.
All right. Well, any final thoughts on the speed round before we get to round 5, guys?
I love the speed round.
I still like the speed round better than buzzer, personally.
I do too.
I'm a dad. Forgive me. Let's speed right on into the next set of questions.
All right. Round 5 here. Quite simple. Only one missed question. But Chance ended up. So he chose his numbers. He ended up going with Indiana Jones, Mixed Bag, and Marvel, getting all 3 of them correctly. And then Kalinowski getting DC, Wizarding World, and Middle Earth, and getting all of them except his 5-pointer correctly, which we've talked about already with the Brandywine Bridge question. And that's what it came down to. And I'll be honest, I'm not going to – I mean, the only question that I really knew, or the 2 of them, I'll say, is Chance's Indiana Jones and Chance's Marvel question. I didn't know DC, I didn't know Wizarding World, and I didn't know Middle Earth. for Kalinowski.
What was the mixed bag question, Jake? You remember
The
that?
mixed bag was in X-Men: The Last Stand. What is the name of the laboratory responsible for making the mutant cure? And it's funny. Someone in the comments earlier actually said that question seemed harder than his 5-point question, which I tend to agree with.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah,
That's a tough question. That's for me. That feels like a harder organization to know than the organization that is actually very prominent in Venom. Personally,
I mean, they say the Life Foundation a bunch of times. They even show the building with the giant word on top of it.
yeah. I remember watching X-Men Last Stand, unfortunately, and they don't really say the laboratory that much. I think they say it twice. I think. I don't.
And it's because it's the last name of Angel, I believe. Isn't
Yeah,
it? Worthington?
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. You know,
Good to know, Molly. In case you do IG.
Yeah, Ferris, you were even laughing at your own hot take there.
oh, you know what? Shut up, Justin.
But yeah, so I mean, Ellison after the 5th round ends up beating Mike by 3 points here. Jill, thoughts on round 5 and these questions overall?
I had no problem with these questions. I do think Mike's question was asked before, either in an IG match or the Harry Potter exhibition match. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But
his 3-pointer,
the Harry Potter one, the magical me, I believe the answer for that one was. I think that was asked before, but with this game, I mean, they've already said that they're going to do the repeat questions, which I'm 100% okay about because they're just going to run out of questions if they don't. And it shows that, hey, you need to study old matches or else you're not going to get these. I loved these questions. I thought they were great. I didn't know the Venom one, so I can say that on record, but I've also seen Venom once, so... But I do love how this did come down to that 5-point question. It couldn't have ended in a better way, in my opinion, because these two juggernauts, you want it to get to that final question, and I'm stoked that it did.
Molly,
Justin.
Look, like I said earlier, the Venom movie is one of my favorite movies, like of the past couple of years, as far as comic book movies go. But that's because I was a huge Venom fan, and where some people think the dialogue and stuff is cheesy, I don't think so. I actually think it fits the comic book character that I read when I was younger. So I'm more into that than most people. So I knew his answer easily. I knew it easy, but like that, I can't say that that's unfair or fair because I just happen to like that movie. But it's like anybody that comes in afterwards and they don't love that movie, then there you go. Like it's going to happen that way. It's very subjective. That's the worst argument that I hear people getting arguments about is like, oh, this 5-pointer's harder, or this one's harder, or this one's harder.
Someone did. Who did that? They did that on purpose.
It was Anthony Nuchin again.
Of course.
But the biggest thing is like there's a lot of times where like a bunch of people in the crowd know the answer, right? Even people in the chat room knew the answer. Well, on some of these ones that we think are too hard, but that's just because we think it's hard because the only problem I ever have is when I see like one person gets way more context, than the other person does.
Real quick before moving on to someone else's thoughts, we did get confirmation, and thank you to Jill for this. Nerd Chronic has confirmed that it is actually a StreamYard effect with the timer, so the players can see it on screen while they're playing. Ferris, thoughts on round 5, man?
Yeah, well, it's your basic round 5. You know, it's just the luck of the draw. Which numbers you pick? Do you pick the ones you want? You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. You know, it's kind of this one you don't really have to talk much about because it's just all about chance.
Yep.
Literally. You know?
Yeah.
It's literally all about just like you pick. Let's say Mike picks on like different numbers and he gets his 5-point question was a DCEU question. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know, it happens what happens. And like in 5-pointers, they're subjective. Because I remember once there was a 5-pointer, I think it was RB3's 5-pointer. People were like, "Oh, that's a hard 5-pointer against Ben Goddard." Like, "Oh, that's a hard 5-pointer." And there's people in the watching it. They're like, "No, that was easy." I knew that. You know what I mean? Like, it's all subjective to whoever sees it. You know, like let's say like I know one of my strengths is action adventure. If I get an action adventure 5-pointer, someone would be like, "Oh, I knew nothing about that," and I'd be like, "Yeah, I knew that was easy." You know, it's like Star Wars with Molly. I know nothing. Molly knows everything. You know what I mean? Exactly.
Brian.
I mean, I sit here and say that was an easy one because I I got it, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's not, it might be easy to someone, but it might be really hard to someone else.
Exactly.
I mean, Jill's seen it one time, didn't know the answer. I've seen it a couple times, knew the answer. It is what it is. I mean, it could be a strength, it could be not. So at the end of the day, I mean, it didn't matter at the end.
It was like, it's like the when we did that, I forget which match it was. We did the reaction, and I got like no points except for the 5-pointer. So I got nothing wrong. I got nothing correct. Oh my God.
Sorry, Jill. I didn't mean to cut you off. This comment.
Oh my
This
God.
comment
So
is amazing.
perfect.
If anyone watches Sports Talk Radio, they would get this reference so easily.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. He always says, "My personal friend, Alex Damon."
Molly's losing it right now. Oh God.
Yeah. I mean, it's subjective at the end of the day, and at the end, and in the end, it didn't even matter because Chance won. So I mean, it is what it was, and you know, sometimes you know the 5-pointer, sometimes you don't, and in this case, the Life Foundation was easy enough to get right, but Mike's was hard as hell, in my opinion.
Here we go.
Rings, but Molly,
Even in real sports, even when it comes down to real sports, sometimes things happen.
Yeah.
And the 5-pointer is what I live. The 5-pointer is the weather in the football game, because your team may be a great running football team, and the other team's very good at passing the ball down the field, and you have a storm. Guess who gets the advantage? Is it unfair? No, it's unfair. No, that's how it is. Look, it's just how it is. Like, right? Like, it gets wet. Everybody's slipping. The receivers can't catch the ball because the ball's wet. It's hard to throw the ball. So now the running team, the team that had been prepared all year to run the football, gets the advantage, right? Like, and that's what the 5-pointer is sometimes. Sometimes you all of a sudden go to kick your field goal to win the game, and that gust of wind comes and knocks the ball, and you don't kick the field goal and you don't win. And it's one of the things that makes the Schmoedown great. One of the things that makes it, one of the things that we love is because you always, if you can get to the 5-pointer, even if you're behind, you always have a chance.
Yep.
Mhm.
Because if you can go in there and you can hit the 5-pointer, you never know what kind of question the other guy's going to get, and it could lead you to victory. And that's going to give us the thing. It's like I said before, if all you wanted to watch was movie trivia and everything be completely fair, you know how boring that would be, because we would just watch Dan Murrell beat people every day, all day long. And if it was just that, if there was no luck involved in this game, if there was no wheel round, if there was no 5-pointer that could swing the match, it would just be a boring watch. The 5-pointer, the wheel, it all brings in everything in its perspective and gives the people that you may never knew had a chance. And that's what we love about it, right? Like I said, if we wanted to watch this movie trivia and everything was completely fair and all the questions, that's why you don't do an Iron Man match all the time. Who's going to beat Dan Murrell? If you tell me a person that's going to beat Dan Murrell in an Iron Man match, I'm going to laugh as hard as Ferris is in that GIF right now, because that's what it is. Because it's not going to happen. It would just be boring. We would just be watching, like I said, certain people just win all the time, and that's not a fun game. But when you have a chance of a Dan Murrell to go up there and spin the wheel and get something he's not comfortable in, and all of a sudden you have an Andrew guy takes Dan Murrell out, that wouldn't happen if we didn't have like 5-pointers the way we have them and the wheel round like we have it.
Yeah. I mean, it all comes down to the luck of how well you know that category and what you got, too. I mean, if you're Kalinowski, your 5-pointer comes from DCEU, your chances are going to be probably damn good.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, you could be anyone else and get DCEU, and you have no shot in hell. So, I mean,
we saw that with Janine. We saw that Janine with DCU when she got it. She missed. She just didn't know it. I mean, if Kalinowski gets those questions, he might know it. Even though that was a very hard question for Janine, Kalinowski might know it because we all know that's his wheelhouse. But he got something he wasn't comfortable with, and you're right. It changes the game. We saw that with the Ace versus Demolanta match. Demolanta led that whole match.
Yep.
And then he couldn't answer his 5-point question. I mean, that's heartbreaking because you're just leading the match, and then you can't answer your 5-point question. Mm-hmm. We saw it with Molly versus Adam Witt, where she hit the question and she won the game. That's the feelings you get from that. the Schmoedown has really given you feels because I can all speak for all of us when we saw Damon lose like that. I mean, sorry, not Damon, Demalanta lose like that.
Man.
It was very, it was very it was very right. It was very hard when we saw Demalanta lose like that. It was very heartbreaking. But when we saw Molly win on a 5-pointer, man, I guarantee you, all of us either fist pumped it or said, "Oh heck, she got it, she won on a 5-pointer." So it makes the game interesting, like Justin said.
Hey, sure. Can you tell me the couple of names that sent in those donations while I was talking?
Yeah, well, we got a question that we'll ask at the end of this, but it's all Anthony Nugent and Winter Soldier.
Look, man, screw you,
messages.
man. I'm trying to be professional in front of these ladies, Anthony. I'm trying to be professional. These ladies are in front of here, and you keep trying to trip me up, man. You've done it already a couple times. It is what it is.
All right, so Ellison, obviously we know by now, takes the match in this one, 33-30. An incredible battle between the two faction mates. Definitely a match that a lot of crazy people in the chats and stuff saying that, oh, one of them's going to throw it. Clearly did not happen. Not happen. They were going, back and forth the entire time. It was close the entire time. Mike fought back, ended up leading, and then Chance ended up coming back at the end. And now he has a set sight on either Smets or Chandru, right? We have the Chandru-Smets match next week, which is obviously a big match for the belt here. And we can move right into this one on who we think could win and the ins and outs of that one, because that's another 5-rounder that's going to be over virtual. Speed round's going to come into effect. Betting round's going to come into effect. And we haven't seen Smets play since Spectacular last year. And Chandru has played once this year, not virtual, but in studio. So Molly, I'll go to you first on this one. And we've made our predictions on POV plenty of times, but just quick thoughts on that match.
I mean, I can't wait to watch it. I really, really can't wait to see how Smets specifically performs digitally. I can't imagine it's going to be that much different. I am curious about the speed round, if he'll do even better or if he'll struggle with it a little bit. But honestly, I see Smets just coming in with that face, with that passion.
That face.
I mean, it's scary. Like when I first saw him compete, I don't think we'd met him in person yet, and I was like, who is this? Why is he so scary? And like it took us a couple of times, and then finally meeting him in person, I was like, oh, okay, he's nice. But like on stage, he comes out and he's just like, I'm here to play, I'm here to win. So I don't know. I'm excited. I think Smets is going to take it, and I think he's going to take it hard.
Ooh, Ferris.
I'm in the same boat with Molly. I'm in the same boat with her, because Smets, he goes in these ebbs and flows because he was studying for New York, and then unfortunately the match got canceled, and then they moved it back, and he was going to do it Houston, so he went up and studied. So like I'm going with Smets, that's Dungeon fam all day. He showed me the iPods. I've seen them. They're very, very deep. They got very much a lot of context, not context. They're very deep cuts. I believe in that man, and no offense, no one will be flossing that night. Someone will be smashed.
Woo!
Well, nobody cares, Ferris. We know you're picking. You're laughing at yourself again right now because we know you're picking who you're picking because Miss Molly said it first. And now, pretty much might as well be part of the Damon family. So here's how it goes. I'm going to agree with you guys because Smets is going to bring it because this is the reason why. And the only reason. Chandru don't know who he is. He really doesn't. He's like that character in the movie that's halfway through it and hasn't found out what path he truly wants to take. He doesn't know if he's a heel. He doesn't know if he's a good guy. He doesn't know if he's supposed to be dancing or not dancing, being a smart ass afterwards or being just a cool dude all the way through. He doesn't know. He truly doesn't know that. I saw him on backstage the last time he was on there, and he was like, yeah, he was even acting confused on that. So until he finds himself, he's not going to be able to take a belt from someone like Smets. That's just 100% it. Somebody needs to get into his head, get him to follow a certain path, a certain role, and let him get in it, get comfortable, and then he's going to come and probably shock the world. He's not going to do it on this pay-per-view event, though.
All righty. Shug?
Yeah.
Oh, you're muted, Shug.
Yeah, nobody cares what he's saying either. Like, go ahead. Let's go on to
Nobody cares. Yeah. No, I think Shandru. Justin, are you kidding me right now? I think Shandru.
This is the whole time. It's gonna be this.
Yeah, I think I'm just covering my face with Ferris. No, I think Shandru has a chance. Like Jake said, Smets hasn't been playing for a while. Smets has not played for a while, and so is there going to be some ring rust? Is there going to be some? He kind of goes at Shandru a lot, and it doesn't bug Shandru. So that might get to Smets. So we'll see some of that. Obviously this is a little easier. It's a little harder to talk smack over the internet, but we'll see what happens. I'm still going to take Smets, but I wouldn't be surprised if Shandru pull out a win, because remember, going back to their first matchup, Shandru, had he had a manager, that match might have come out differently. Had he had a manager that could challenge, had he had a manager that could calm him down, I think that match might have went differently. So I'm still gonna get up to Smets because he is the champ, but we'll see what happens.
Jill.
We already know who I'm picking on this one.
Yeah, I had to ask anyway, but we know.
With Kevin, here's the thing. Everyone's saying that Smets is going to have ring rust because he hasn't competed since December. If there's one thing Kevin wants to do, it's he wants to prove that he earned that belt by defending that belt. And he is hungry to defend it, and he is going to defend it. I have no question in my mind that belt is staying in the dungeon. It is staying with my boy Kevin, and we're going to see Chandru do a sad floss that day, I think.
Is there a possible way to do a sad
I'm
floss?
excited to see it because he's going to need to do one.
Flosses should be illegal.
I mean, by the time Alex plays Star Wars again, it'll have been since April of last year.
Yeah. And is anyone counting out Alex Damon because he hasn't played Star Wars since April of last year? No.
Hey man, you better not. You better not.
Hey, Ferris, are you wearing the same headphones that you about to throw down right here?
Yeah, I am with the same headphones. Yeah.
Brian.
I remember that day.
I agree with Shug on the fact that Chandru does have a chance. He does have a chance. But let's be honest. Smets has been probably doing this. All he's been doing is studying, probably. I mean, the man hasn't had much to do in terms of movie trivia Schmoedown. So, I mean, he's not going to not do anything he could possibly do to defend that belt. I mean, he worked his ass off to get that belt. He ain't going to just, I'm not going to play for X amount of months and then just lose the belt. No, if there's one person that has ring rust, it's not going to be Smets. Smets is not going to be some ring rust like, oh, it's been a few months. No, not even a chance. Not even a chance. But I will say, Chandru isn't going to be someone that we see with no chance after the third round. Like, this will go all 5 rounds.
100%.
And it will be decently close. If anyone thinks this is going to be a blowout, you're sorely mistaken, because it will be a fight. But I mean, like I said, if anyone's going to defend a belt, probably it's right now, other than Alex, it's probably going to be Smets. So,
yeah, I agree.
Will you stop laughing at Brian's steak?
I definitely think that Chandru has some kind of chance. But I will say that Smets in the IG division, as far as playing other competitors, is very similar to Alex in Star Wars. He hasn't played the matches, right, that we've seen enough of him with the belt in his hands, obviously. But I think this is the beginning of the road to where we see him really dominate the IG division for a long period of time. And who knows, maybe it's the next time Alex gets there or when Kalinowski gets back or something. And I'm not throwing out chance as far as playing him or anything, but I just think that Smets has a real chance in dominating the IG division like we've never seen before. I know Brian had mentioned in the comments that it hasn't been defended since Inman played. it's been a long time. At some point, that has to stop. That cycle has to stop. And I think this is going to be the starting point for that. And I will also say, Alex did play it spectacular last year. I know you guys said last April, but he did play it spectacular last December as well against Laura.
Oh,
so
That's right.
it'll be a year since he played.
Jake, to what you just said, Smets has said, champion's not a champion until he defends his belt.
100%.
So, I mean, if the man's coming in with that mindset and has only had months to study, it's hard to bet against it.
Do you really think he's ever stopped studying?
Absolutely.
God, no. God,
He hasn't stopped studying since
He's a maniac.
got that belt. Exactly.
He's crazy.
And he's motivated. And he's motivated. He's motivated. That Don't Tell Peter really motivated him. I always equated it to the 85 Lakers when they lost to Boston and had the lead. You know, Magic Johnson was called a lot of names, and he came back the next year with they were called Tragic Johnson. He came back the next year and he beat Boston at home when Boston was darn near unbeatable in Boston. So to me, that was Smets when he beat Kalinowski. He put a whooping on Kalinowski, and I think. No, and I was just saying he's motivated to keep that belt and to show what kind of a champion he is, because he hasn't got to play, and he's said it. He has said on Twitter, "I want to be a defending champion," and so he's motivated to show everybody that he can carry the IG belt for a long time.
And that's another thing with Kevin too, is that his only loss is because he had a slip of the tongue in his last question. He knew the answer. It was a slip of the tongue and it was a brain fart. That is the only reason why he lost that match.
And I'm going to say this: Andrew's not getting wiped out of the. He's not going to get blown up in here.
So. It's not going to be a KO. It's not going to be a TKO.
I think he may even make Smets answer his 5-pointer to win the match overall.
I can see it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close match, even though a lot of people's not picking Chandru. That doesn't mean we don't have any love for him. I mean, the guy's good. There's a reason why he's gotten the spot, and he earned it. So.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's going to be a knockout. I don't think it's going to be a TKO. It's definitely going to go to the final round for sure.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely crazy to see. That's for sure. All right. Well, before we get to the Let's Get Ready Boys announcement here to end the stream, Shug, why don't we finish off with any donations that we have left here?
Yeah. So one of the there was a couple from there was Anthony Nugent, very knowledgeable breakdown. Justin, Anthony Nugent with no message. Ferris A. Smith. Anthony Nugent with no message. Anthony Nugent saying he doesn't know. D-Train with a question that we'll throw out here. I'm sorry, it was down here. Sorry, taken from the source. Ace or Chance for IG Star Wars Player of the Year?
Ooh.
Chance if he finishes it up, because Chance is going to have other things put into the whole realm, and Ace got one thing in his bag.
Yeah.
He's got an embarrassing loss, and he's got the one really cool thing he just did in the Star Wars tournament. I think even if Ace beats Alex, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but if that were to happen, that would put him up there. But Chance, if he were to actually win the IG belt, but then go on a tear in the singles, he's got way more body of work. And he's proven he can do it across the board. It's going to be super hard for someone to win it in Star Wars. It's just going to be super hard for you to win it, because everybody's going to be like, you got the least amount of movies to study, all this stuff, whether it be right or wrong, because the questions are deep cut. Sometimes it's even harder. But the point being is people's going to look at it that way. So it's like nobody ever wins the MVP in baseball, for instance, because they steal the most bases, and that's the only thing they can do. It's got to be somebody that can steal bases, hit home runs, and do all that stuff as well to be able to win the MVP. You can't just do one good thing well.
Yep.
Well, it's the question is it's sticking to IG Star Wars player.
So there's an award for IG Star Wars player, and I think Chance.
Yeah, so I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Justin. But Chance, as much as what Ace did was incredible, I mean, he beat Robert Parker, who we were all saying was going to be in the finals. He beat the Barbarian, and he beat Paul Yama, who Paul Yama is not a slouch.
And Kalinowski.
And he beat Kalinowski.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 4 players that are amazing. Even though Ace beat Laura and beat Demalanta, I mean, these are 4 proven players in a division that was with that side of the bracket was hard for Chance. So I think he does win IG Star Wars Player of the Year.
The former IG champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think Chance played more big names with big reputations, but I mean, Ace's run was still very, very impressive.
Yes.
It's hard to choose.
Yeah, we knew Chance had a chance, no pun intended. But we always knew Chance had a chance, right? That he's good. We always knew that. Thing with Ace is we just watched him have a terrible match. Like, we interviewed him after that match. It was hard to do. Like, we didn't even want to ask him about the match. Like, it was that bad. But he turns around and does what he does, right? He goes into the Star Wars saying, nobody thinks he has a chance. Maybe he can win his play-in. People thought, and some people even thought maybe you beat, Ken, because Ken looks like he's on his way out.
I called it.
But when he goes up against Laura, I mean, how many people was picking like him to beat Laura? Like, I don't know. That's just one of those things. He's right now, he's got the best story in the league. Definitely got the best story in the league.
Sure.
Here's how you answer this. You get IG and Star Wars need to be separate.
Just get
Separate
that.
As Star Wars gets bigger, I have a feeling next year we're going to have probably to a 16 bracket or maybe 12 bracket Star Wars tournament next year. I see a lot of people talking about I could play Star Wars, and that's going to get. So I think eventually we could separate it. Obviously we can't do that this year, but I think we're definitely going to get a great bracket next year in the Star Wars tournament where we're going to be pumped because it's going to be amazing. D-Train asks, Smets reminds me of Tom Hardy's character in The Warrior. Wonder if he based his character off that. I don't know what he based his character.
No,
off
I don't think he's was it Tommy Conlon? That's what the guy is.
Yes, that's his name.
Yeah, I don't, because Tommy Conlon really wasn't like. It's not that he didn't show any emotion. It's not like he didn't care. He just went in there, he just beat the living shit out of somebody and just left. Smets has a little emotion to him. He has a little fire. He has a little desire there. So probably, but I don't think fully.
Yeah, for sure. Johnny 5 for Life said, and then we got another one from a Nuge donation, and then Johnny 5 for Life says, who watched SEN live today and saw the great performance Roxy put on for over a half hour? Everybody in the chat was dope, believing she was actually pissed at Brett. Even Sheridan thought it was real till Christian texted him. I watched a little bit of it. It was pretty funny for a second. I guess Brett made a comment and Roxy acted like she was pissed off about it, and like for like a half hour was throwing shade at Brett, and Brett's like, we do this on our channel. You're like, why are you tripping? And it just went on for like a half hour, and then somebody sent in a Streamlab that broke Roxy. She started laughing. So and then we got another donation from two more donations from Nuge, donation from Ferris A. Smith, another donation from Nuge, and then Nuge saying, "Shug, please just say Nuge. It makes it easier." Sure.
All right. Shug, does that wrap up all the Streamlabs?
Yeah, those are all the Streamlabs for now.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, thank you to everyone for those throughout the show. That's incredible. And before we get to the announcements for the boys down here, I will just say, make sure you guys are following both of us on all of our platforms, whether it's Twitch, YouTube, audio form. You hit that like button on either of the videos. It really, really helps with the algorithms and how it works. Obviously, the commenting helps as well and everything like that. So we really, really appreciate that. But for now, like we promised, we will get to the announcement for the Let's Get Ready Boys, and we will hand the reins over to Shug, Justin, and Ferris for this one. They have something pretty cool for their show.
Hold on one second, because I'm good at doing this. I'm going to do one thing really quick. He undercut it. Jake undercut it. You go up there and you hit the follow button. You hit the subscribe button. I mean, why wouldn't you? You got this man over here with his handsome face named Jake. You got this guy, Brian. He just smiles all the time. But you know what? It's kind of cool and it's even kind of cute. And you got these two ladies that are two of the most amazing women in the space. One of them's going to take out her husband for the belt and take that Star Wars belt and have it on the white shelf because she don't like it having it in the brown shelf in the other room. And then this lady right here, married to one of the sweetest men I've ever known in a while. And the first time I see him, let him know he's going to get a beard kiss from me. And you, ma'am, are great as well. And
He's watching. He's watching.
Let's do it. Subscribe. Hit it. record the video. I don't care what you do. Make little vignettes, make things, because these guys at Certain Point of View are awesome. We're kind of cool, and you know what? We just laugh. I just made a bunch of money because I was laughing at Ferris, laughing at himself for like an hour or so, at least in this video. Let's have fun. And what's about to happen, people? Please don't leave. Don't get up. This is that time in the movie where the credits went to roll, and you're like, nah, this is like watching an MCU movie. You got to stay on down. See
post-credit scene.
Because it's pretty amazing. I think my man Jake lied to us and undercut us on that, and then he went and watched the video. He wasn't supposed to. It was supposed to be a surprise for him. He's already seen it.
Hey, you know what? We talked about this at the beginning, how you guys have big mouths. Blame this guy. Blame this guy right here.
He'll be running his mouth to everybody. To some of you guys, this won't be the biggest secret ever, because Suge literally told everybody.
Cover his face.
Cover his face. That's what I'm talking about. I don't even care who did that donation, but thank you, God. I don't have to look at his face. I see Ferris. Ferris, that's so funny when you throw your headphone down. Look at that thing. Just slams on the ground right there. You picked it right back up and kept going like a soldier. That's how good we are. And here we go. What are we going to do? Who's pushing that button? Who's going to push that button?
Go ahead.
This video right here was made by Danny the Crow. That's right. That weird guy that's hooked up with Video Drew on her Sunday night video, but he's awesome. He's one of the best people you'll ever meet. He's just from Brazil and a little weird, but it's fine. We love the guy. And he made this video and enjoy watching it.
Real quick, Danny, real quick, Jake, take off the overlay real quick.
Got you.
All right, hit it, Jake.
Today, I am here to tell you a story. A story of three people who found each other because of the Schmoedown. A story of three random people across the world becoming friends. Not just friends, but family. And as we came together, our community grew. We're not stopping there. We're adding one more member to the family, one more person that I know that a lot of you know, and a lot of you care about, and some of you even possibly love. And today, and going forward, we're going to be one of the best podcasts to grace the internet.
Welcome our new host, Bador.
That was awesome.
That was hype.
Hi, guys.
Hey, welcome to the Reactor family, Vidor.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Oh my gosh, that video was epic.
That was so good.
That felt like a Marvel teaser to me.
Right. That's what I said. Honestly, the first time I watched it, I cried.
Oh, yeah.
I was speechless. You know how hard that is for me to be speechless? I just feel like I just went to the weight bench and picked up 500 pounds 10 times. And then I just picked the weight bench up, tossed it through the window, and said, who wants some? Come get me. I'm hyped. I'm pumped. Everybody else in here should be. That was an awesome video, like I said. She is a very awesome person.
Do you see the chat right now? See everyone?
There's a claim.
Oh.
There's a claim.
I mean, we're not going to say no, but...
I have no idea what they're talking about.
The chat is absolutely blowing up. Welcome to the after show madness. It's awesome, and like I said before, Suge blew the news to me a little while ago.
You can't keep his I can give you a list of everyone that knows. He even went to Christian. He's like, I gotta tell you something, and I gotta really tell you something.
I couldn't keep it. I mean, you know how excited I was. How excited I was. Bador, me, Ferris, and Justin we've been talking for a minute, and when we talked to her, she Well, I'll let you tell the story, Bador. Go ahead. You tell the story because I want people to hear from your own mouth.
Well, we've been talking about this for close to 3 months now. It's just about getting the camera because thank you, COVID delays. So yeah, it's just been honestly, Heather, one of my friends, one of Ben's other mods, my dogs are trying to get on camera.
It's a puppy crew.
It's okay.
Mine is laying beneath my feet, so it's okay.
Yeah. So yeah, she was like, "Do you want to be on their podcast?" I'm like, "Sure, I'll see what they're up to." And he just jumped into my chat and was like, "Okay, let's do this." And we've been friends ever since. Hi.
Aw.
Well,
Yeah,
hold on.
You can show him
Let
the
me try
puppy.
and get this guy because he really wants to be on
We
camera.
want to see.
Let's see the puppy cam.
Oh, puppy.
There's Luke. Luke.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you
That's,
can definitely expect a lot of puppies on our podcast now.
Yeah.
Not just Justin's, but also Bador's.
Yay.
Puppy podcast.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely going to be a puppy podcast for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we talked to Bador. She's been hanging out with us. So she knows everything about us. She knows how we are. She knows how we react. And let me tell you something. She's coming after us more than we're gonna go after her. But
Yeah.
she is gonna fit right in. She loves the Schmoedown. She loves talking about the Schmoedown. She loves Star Wars. She knows the ins and outs of Schmoedown, not only from a question point of view, but she is literally the type of person that you want to talk Schmoedown with.
See,
And so
now, guys, we go back to the thing that happened at the beginning of the show, right? And there was a question that was asked. So now if we want to do a Star Wars match, us versus you, we got a chance to win.
Star Wars tag team?
Even with Alex on your team, you know what I'm saying? Molly, but any one of them, we got a chance now because she knows a lot.
Let's make it happen.
So
Yeah.
So we are
really fun competing instead of writing questions.
Yeah, she did write some Star Wars questions, so she knows stuff, and it's gonna be exciting. Tomorrow's gonna be her first show after the Roka match, and we'll be talking about Roka and Erwin and the undercard, and obviously everyone knows she is in pretty much every Schmoedown Twitch and YouTube because she mods for everybody. So she is excited. We're excited, and eventually we're gonna have another crossover stream where it's all 8 of us, and it's gonna be amazing. I don't know if she's Schmoeminati though. We don't know that.
I cannot confirm nor deny.
Honestly, I gotta say, guys, after this might have to become like a monthly thing, every 6 weeks, something. The way this has gone, because this has been wildly fun.
I'm down.
Oh yeah, it's been amazing,
Yeah,
and
it's been a good stream.
I'm down.
she's been in the chat the whole time watching.
Y'all are just inviting us back because Ferris's gift thing is hilarious and it's making me laugh because look, I'm just gonna tell you, I remember that night, like I said earlier, and it was one of the funniest things ever. My man throws look at them, he throws them down, that headset down and just picks them back up, puts it on, and starts look at this play by play. So Ferris, I think I say somebody's got a doo-doo comment, and then Ferris starts laughing, and then there it goes.
What happens was it was the night Saul comes in and goes after you, Justin, and then he calls you. I think he says the comments like, "No one understood what you were saying, you stupid hillbilly," and then I lost it. I lost it. And Saul like went after you, and at the end I was like, "Justin, no offense, I didn't know what the hell you were talking about either." And then,
yeah, but nobody knows what the hell Saul's talking about either. I mean, come on.
Man, you know my feelings about that, man. I already showed you earlier.
Yeah, so
There's an idea.
Nuge just sent in another donation. He said, Bordor is amazing. Love to see. Yeah, we do love to see, and especially the fact that she knows
for president?
about. Yeah.
What the hell? Like, look, people, come on. Bador for president? Look, can I be the first lady?
I thought you already were.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. But yeah, Jake, thank you for letting us come on. Thank you for playing the video.
Hey, real quick, man. Look, let's be honest. You're the one who reached out to us. We're doing it via our StreamYard because I'm happy to engineer the side of it. But this would have happened if you guys didn't reach out to us. And it's been incredible. It's been fun. We've had a blast, and both of our channels since you messaged me have vastly changed. Have vastly changed from that time, because this was like over a month ago that we were talking about this, and by that time, we had just added Jill. We have Molly. You guys have added the co-host as well, and we're looking up, man, and I can't wait to do this again. It's gonna be a blast.
Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie though. We do got the puppies. We got the puppies. So I mean, that gives us a leg up. That gives us a leg up.
I got a dog. I got a dog as well. So don't worry.
You better go get him.
I have one large puppy, but he is a lot to handle.
Listen, my puppy.
Sean count
is they're huge.
He's cute. He's definitely cute. Look, my puppy was a puppy for like 2 days. He is a giant. He's sleeping over here on my love seat right now, and he's almost as big as the love seat. It's ridiculous. I don't even think he's a dog anymore. He may be some weird type of dog dinosaur that has been passed down beyond generation, because this dude is huge. He's like Godzilla over here.
Star Wars.
Our puppy just turned 1, and he's 75 pounds.
Wow. We just got two more donations. Conspiracy Theorist donated and says Schmoedown, PLD. Bador seriously classes up the LGR guys, but I love y'all both shows. C2A sends his regard. No, she does. We're not gonna lie. We're not dumb. She makes us a little more classier. I mean, that's how it is.
With me on the stream, we definitely need the help. So that's what I'm saying. Look, man, guys, look. For an Alabamian, I'm pretty damn classy. I'm just letting you know, right? Come on, guys. Just think about what you think about when you think about Alabama.
He makes his moonshine with distilled water.
That's right. That's actually worthy of a Ferris laugh right there. Look at this, guys.
Temporary Bador Shill says, I think Bador wins on quality alone. Yeah, she definitely does. She is awesome. She's
got 6 puppies over there.
She does.
That's what he's talking about.
Get ready to talk about. Get ready to listen to her talk about Schmoedown, because we get to talk to her all the time, and it's simply amazing. She knows her Schmoedown. She knows her Star Wars. She knows everything, and it's going to be awesome. She's actually she's just an amazing person. She has become my little sister, and so she is simply amazing.
Yay! I see that Wookiee T-shirt. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah. It's I gotta wear Star Wars. It's always Star Wars.
Got
it's always Star Wars.
Stormtrooper helmet, a Vader helmet. Man, Lord, it's like from the movies. From the movies. I thought I was cool. Then I realized, I think it was like yesterday or the day before, that I'm not. And it's fine. I can keep on going. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to have them realities just wash over you, take them, and keep fighting. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get better, people. I'm trying to be cooler. The Bador is going to make me a better person. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to become a better person, a cooler person. And you know what? Live event, if it ever happens again, if COVID ever leaves, everybody on the screen and everybody watching, they all getting full frontal hugs. It sounds dirty, but it's not. It's innocent. It's innocent.
Full frontal hugs.
Full frontal hugs. That's it. That's all I give out.
Don't touch me, Justin.
I'm touching you all day long,
well, with all that, I guess we have one more donation. Shug?
Yeah, it's coming in from PLD. By the way, did C2A invite get lost in the interweb? Should I just blame Danny? No, C2A's invite didn't get lost because we didn't invite you. No, I'm saying you got no. I don't know. Can we have because there's so many of us, can we have 12 people?
It's StreamYard updated to having 10 people on screen. So we can actually have 2 more if we wanted to.
I'll say it. What I love to do is to have every podcast out there that's fans have 2 people each, and we all do one podcast. And we can switch it out and everything like that. But I would love to do certain point of view, C2A, Let's Get Ready,
Cinefanatics.
Cinefanatics.
I got a great idea.
You got the Ultimate Schmoedown. Yeah.
but 4 main co-hosts on Call to Action, right? So we can only allow 2 more in here. So they have to have a ultimate schmoebaits against themselves to see which 2 gets to join us
Yeah.
on the next one. There's one guy named Corey in the chat. Good idea. Like, it'd be cool if we did a mid tournament, like before the tournament's over, maybe after the second round or so, that we go back and do like another stream like this to get all our things on there.
SPL.
Guess what, Paul? I guess you're going to be one of the guys joining us.
All right. Well, with all of that, I think that wraps up tonight's crazy, wild, extra long stream on our end anyway. Go ahead, Ferris.
I'd like to shout out my mom. I love you.
Aw. Love you, Ferris.
She's not watching, but I just want to shout her out.
Tell her we all
right,
said
well,
hi.
Hi, Ferris.
She's only gave me this chicken.
With that, for Let's Get Ready to Talk Schmoedown, for a certain point of view, can't thank everyone enough for joining us, for donating. We really, really appreciate it. That is awesome. Commenting and enjoying the stream the entire time. Also, thank you to Chance Ellison and Alex Damon for joining us. That was awesome to have them on as well. So for Brian, Justin, Jill, Molly, Shug, Vidor, and Ferris, this is the stream for tonight. We can't thank you all enough for joining us. And hopefully we'll do a crossover soon. So again, thank you, and we will see you guys all next time.
Bye, guys.